Yo, yo, yo. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Andrewcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your attention. Before we get into the content of today's episode, I definitely want to get into our sponsor that I've been so graciously gifted, Roast House Coffee, located in South Texas. Now, you may be saying, Andrew, I'm not a coffee person. You know, I like tea. I like drinking tea and honey and throw a little bit of milk in there. You know, I'm trying to live my life. Look, I understand you're trying to live your life, okay? I understand you may not be a coffee person. I wasn't either until I got me some Roast House coffee. Now, Roast House was gracious enough to send me Liquid Thunder. Liquid Thunder is a fan favorite in-house blend made by the Roast Coffee House. It combines the bold, smooth taste of dark roasted Colombian coffee beans with a subtle hint of chocolate to top it off. You can't beat it, bro. Let me tell you a little bit more about Roast House. The Roast House is not your ordinary coffee shop. They roast freshly imported coffee beans from all around the world, in-house daily. Located in Brownsville, home of the brave, putting work in the street like a slave, Texas. Our mission is to bring the taste of the world into South Texas, one bean at a time. From popular flavors to in-house blends, we serve all natural, preservative-free coffee, espressos, teas, and other beverages. Homie, come on into our shop and enjoy a fresh cup of joe, or take some bean grounds home for your loved ones. So come get a fresh cup of joe, or come take some beans to go. You heard it here first. Take some grounds home for your loved ones to enjoy. And for those not living in South Texas, don't fret. Don't even worry about it. We will be launching an online store soon for coffee lovers across the world. You too will be able to taste coffee done right. Listen, folks, if you want some coffee, you want some high-grade stuff, you don't want to mess around with the Starbucks, right? You don't want to mess around with the Dunkin' Donuts. You don't want to mess around with the Wawa. You don't want to mess around with the McDonald's coffee, all right? You want to go straight to the house, the Roast House. Baby, Roast House Coffee. Look it up online. Look it up on Instagram. It's the newest. It's the latest. Thank you so much for sponsoring my podcast. Everyone enjoy today's episode. Love you. Welcome back. Andrewcast, episode 33. I'm joined with the amazing team partaking in today's episode. As always, we have the amazing Sheldon Fogle. And we also have Ryan Acuna, the great.
Hey, everyone. It's nice to see you again.
Also currently fluent in Spanish officially right now.
All right.
So,
way to put me on blast, Andrew.
No, I mean, come on now.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. You know, when you sit down, you study something, and I've been doing this every day. I've been listening to a Spanish podcast every day. There's this thing called Memrise.com. I think Sheldon's actually
I used
familiar
it before,
with it.
But I stopped using it.
Yeah, so if anyone's looking for any kind of study habits that you're trying to form, anything to help them with that, I would suggest Memrise.com. It's literally a flashcard website. So more or less, I go on every morning. I have this, there's sets, if you want to call them that, sets of cards that you can choose from. Mine is like the 5,000 most important words in Spanish, and I just started to learn 5 words a day, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but you do 5 words a day, and after 2-3 weeks that starts to accumulate. I started to listen to, like I said, podcasts of Spanish. One is a Venezuelan podcast, and to be honest, I don't really know what's going on with that half the time. Especially when I started. It's a lot of violence. It's a lot of uprising. It's talking a lot of corruption, which I guess any South American country. There's a lot of that going around down there. And then I also have a medical podcast that I listen to, which is actually nice because I know a lot of medical terminology, and that's what I suggest for anyone who's trying to learn any kind of language. Just try to, learn with something that you already are familiar with. So I'm listening to this medical podcast in Spanish, and it's been easier to pick up words because I'm already familiar with the background information. But yeah, man, I mean, thank you, Andrew. Like, I feel good knowing I can speak Spanish now. Like, I still have a ways to go, but at least I can have conversations with my family and other people now,
You just made yourself twice as valuable.
Let's hope so. It's yet to be seen, man. I mean, at work, I've noticed it because now I can speak to Spanish speakers in Spanish, and the thing about medicine is not everyone walks in speaking English. So when there's a problem and they speak Spanish, at least I can now know what the problem is.
Yeah.
I've already had to translate for a doctor.
Cool.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, dude. I don't know. You make me jealous with your skills, but you're not the only one I'm jealous of. I'm also jealous of this guy because you just came back from Germany.
Yeah, had nice. I think it was eight days there. Left 2 Mondays ago and came back last Monday, something like that.
You tell me. You're looking at me as if.
Now my memory's horrible. Because I got barely any sleep that whole trip. All of us got barely any sleep, so it was just like each day was just a blur. Like I don't even remember when one ended, the other one started. It was just so long.
You guys were turning up, taking pictures.
Yeah, I took a lot of pictures. Even shout out to Joseph Media House. He was commenting on some of mine because I took some really nice portraits.
Yeah.
And, put them into Filmborn and HDR Pro X, just trying to edit them up a little bit and stuff.
Well, what did you go there for? I mean, were you just there to take photos and sightsee, or was there an agenda?
Nah, so it was my second time being back in that country. I went last year with my girlfriend. We went to Munich and Berlin, and that was for us that was like a getaway. We were there for two weeks. We went to Portugal, Munich, Berlin, and then we had a short layover in Norway and came back home. This time, I went with Ben, our buddy Ben. He's a Jewish descent. He really wanted to go, see where his family's origins could have,
I was
stopped.
gonna say, was he trying to see like the Holocaust Museum and
Yeah,
things like that?
yeah,
Anne
so-
Frank.
Yeah, we went to the Reichstag, which is where Hitler, that's where Parliament was happening, and Hitler gave his speeches. He went through there, and then we also went to Brandenburg Tor, which is Brandenburg Gate, and we that's where thousands of people be in the street, right? And
For what?
Whenever he comes.
Oh, when he was giving speeches, you're saying?
Not even giving speeches, coming through. It's like this giant gate, and the military would drive through, and there's people on the side. Kind of like it was like something that you would see for a send off or a welcome back troops type of thing.
Okay.
It was like, kind of like a propaganda event and stuff because that's all he.
So the army would
about.
march down the street,
Mhm.
have their hands up, chanting things.
Yeah.
And that was where they always did it, is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
and it just led right through. That's only for major things. Other times it was it was military presence. It was very secluded. No one was in or out, especially with the deeds that the Nazis were doing. But my favorite part of the trip, it was an accidental find. We just had lunch, and we decided just to let's walk around. Let's see some places that I haven't seen yet, because I don't want to say I know Berlin like the back of my hand. But I know the U-Bahn and the S-Bahn. I know that transportation system to a T, to a science. I know how to get around that city with ease. Get on, get off. I know where to go. So I was like, let's go walk around some parts I haven't been down this way. So we went down this way, right? We're just walking, and I turn right, and I just see this gate with this church about maybe 100 yards back. Massive church. I'll show you guys a picture after. And for some reason, it just caught my eye. I was like, yo, let's go see here. As we're walking towards the church, the walls, the houses, right, had bullet holes everywhere.
Really?
Everywhere, right?
From World War II?
From World War II.
And they kept them there?
Kept them there. There's a reason for that. So we go into church. This church is beautiful. One of the most beautiful churches I've ever seen. And there's this guy in there, an old German guy. I want to say maybe 70s, maybe early 80s. Hard to tell. So we get in there, and he's like, "Oh, you mind if I tell you guys about the church?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So he's telling us about it. That's a Catholic church, and all this stuff. And he says, if you look on the second floor behind you, it's an organ player. And I think he said it's $1 million, like €1 million organ player. Dude, this is like the largest. Like we're saying, this thing, if you put it on the ground floor, it might be 2 stories up.
Wow.
That's how, and like the pipes, like golden pipes, like long. And he said they used to play it. And he's like, it's a beautiful church, no? And we're like, yeah, this church is like incredible. And then he's like, it has dark history. And we're like, okay. He's like, back during the war, when the Nazis were here, they would camp out in this church, and this used to be a Jewish church, so people would come in for the normal service, have no idea that they were walking into an ambush. And he said that people were coming in, and there'd be soldiers at the top, just like line them up.
Sheesh, and like no one ever got wise to that. That was
the thing. The thing is, he said a word, boom.
Hold up.
Oh, I see.
So people got murdered inside the church?
In the church, and they had an execution wall outside the church in the kindergarten.
And that's where the bullet holes came in.
Bro, everywhere. Not even just that. He said, like, this church survived during the war. Like, it was a war-torn area. This whole area looks, like, brand new, kind of. And it looks old at the same time. And there's like, bullets high up, like 3 stories up, like, mid-level, like, even, like, our height level. And it was just like, it's like everywhere on the street. And we're just like, what's going on? He said, yeah, the cemetery's next door. Dude, the cemetery was built halfway into the kindergarten.
Dang.
So where kids are playing, there's tombstones here.
Yo.
And I'm just like, how like, this is insane.
How much money would I have to pay you for you to spend the night at that church?
Dude, it would have to be so much money. Because, like, just like after he told us that, because we saw the bullet holes. After he told us that, then, like, the weight just got heavier.
You felt some energy.
And I felt
sinister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it got
do you
quiet.
believe in ghosts?
I believe things exist. I don't know if it's like anomalies in gravity or just like, ghosts or something like that, a shift in pressure that just so happened to be there. But, I believe there's something.
Do you believe there was something there at that moment?
It felt, I don't know, because it was so, after he told us that and we went outside, it was just quiet. Like, it was just like peace. Like,
yeah.
It was the weirdest thing.
No, I'm with you 100% on that, man. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm not trying to avoid quantifying it to be spooky, but I kind of had a similar feeling, and it wasn't as intense as probably what you were feeling. I went to the 9/11 history museum, the one that's underneath the ground, and dude, when you walk down in there, there's a weird feeling you get, man, where it's like, it's people being reverent, of course, but people are talking like they're being comfortable, they're just exploring the museum, but you feel this like weird bad vibe, like this like, whoa, something went down
like,
here.
It was wicked.
Yeah,
it's strange that you bring that up. I was, I went to that monument too. I didn't go into the museum, but I was, there for that monument where the 2 towers used to be. Yeah. Where all the names are, and then there's a waterfall.
The waterfall.
It's like an endless waterfall. Is that what they call them?
Yeah.
And
it's heavy.
It was heavy. It was quiet.
It's very quiet.
The quietness made it heavy. Yeah. Just like how silent it is, you could feel everything around you. And I don't know how to explain it. When like
energy.
when there's a lot of sound going around and it kind of muffles everything, but when everything's silent, you just you can hear a pin drop. Yeah. And that is the feeling that I felt when I was there. And it really, you could really point out what you felt was wrong about certain things. Like people were taking selfies. Like I saw people taking selfies.
I got something that'll trip you up about that too.
Maybe people will disagree with me, but I think that's extremely disrespectful.
I agree.
Because I don't even know what it is about selfies, but it seems like selfies are like
look at me trying to capture yourself in the moment.
It's a look at me thing at this memorial that's supposed to be about the people that were lost.
You're inserting yourself, which is weird. It's just weird to do, and kind of gross.
So after, we're talking, we're like, all right, let's move on, because we just happened to stumble upon this. We didn't know that this was actually like a tourist attraction. Yeah. So a group of, I think they were English. I couldn't tell if they're American. It was different.
They had an accent though.
There was like
They
little
weren't
accents here and there. No, they weren't German. You could tell they were a tourist group, right? And that's one of my things when I come to when I go traveling, I don't want to stand out.
Same.
I like to blend in, make
Same.
it seem like I'm a local.
Right.
And
I want to be like Bourne or James Bond.
So we were leaving, right? And then I wanted to get the name of the place, and I took a picture of it. And guess there was a plaque right next to it, right? Mm-hmm. A man visited this church. Guess you will not believe who this man was. 1966. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Really?
Went to Germany.
Went to Germany and did a ceremony in this church. He did a ceremony, and it was a whole paragraph.
Why'd he go?
Well, and it said that he was. This is back when he was like, when he was preaching about
Deep in the civil rights movement.
deep in the civil. This is 2 years before he died.
Okay.
And this man, like, just was preaching positivity, love everybody. And in Germany, 1966, they let an outsider come and speak to their church, right? And, Germany is a predominantly white country.
Yeah.
There is black people there, especially during the war. I did my own research for that because, like, I know my family's ties, but I didn't know how deep it went. So, it said this, the piece of this, what is that? A piece of this church is dedicated to Martin Luther King Jr. for the man who was the ultimate humanitarian, loved everyone, tried to pass the message on to everyone, and then it said about his death, and it's like they held a service for his death.
Yeah.
4,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, man,
it's insane.
in my opinion, and you know way more about Germany than me, but I think that culture in that country has still to this day like an overwhelming amount of guilt, just because like
They do.
World War II is such a popular pop culture subject. Like there's movies, there's video games, there's all this stuff. So the
And it
idea,
paints Germany negative every
yeah,
time.
when they see it, they're just like, man, like
Bro,
this is
even
tough.
you'll sometimes see like swastikas like on certain street signs crossed out, and they'll say fuck Nazis because it's illegal there.
Yeah.
To do that.
If you
There are
howl, man,
neo-Nazis. There is a party
there is
of
neo-Nazis,
correct?
but there's more neo-Nazis
Nazis
in America
yeah,
than there is in
they're in the
Germany.
United States because
so weird.
here we have
Insane.
freedom of
We have
expression.
freedom of
We have
expression.
freedom of
You're
speech.
not allowed to do that.
So they go
to
over
a certain
here,
extent.
So they go here.
No, it's just Americans who are brainwashed,
Yeah.
or children of people who left Nazi Germany who were Nazis, and they raised their underlings.
The
Yeah,
ideology
their children.
The
survived
ideology survived
through them.
and
It's
it's
strange.
just crazy because dude, it's like any type of hate speech over there, you will go to jail.
Yeah.
Whereas here, you can Charleston, you can do a march down
Well,
the
you
street.
you can go out on the street and howl, and you can wear a Nazi uniform if you want here. I mean, obviously you'll be subject to public violence
Yeah,
depending
you're-
on where
you're
you
a
do
dick,
this.
But
But in Germany, if you howl in Germany and you get caught by a cop, you're going
Done.
to jail that night. You're spending the night in jail. You know?
in jail.
they, when I was in undergrad, I took a world history class, and the guy had a PhD in German studies, like German history. And he talked about, I think his thesis paper or the paper he was writing at that time was about the demilitarization of Germany after World War II. And what he says in that paper, or if I could be remembering this wrong, I wish I remembered the professor's name. He basically said that Germany's okay with being demilitarized post-World War II, and they actually themselves kept their military small because they preach nonviolence solely because of what happened in World War II.
And they had to because, Germany, it's so weird for a country that is, it's definitely I would say it's up there for world power. They're a good ally to have. They were so passive when it came to their history. If you look at Germany, they had the Nazi regime easily take over. Like with ease.
Yeah.
They did their thing for numerous years, faded away.
Well-
Then you had Russia invade during the Cold War. That's how the Berlin Wall started. So it's like they were, I don't want to say like, it was like passive, but it was just like, if someone came in with a certain ideology, there was no one there to be like,
This is wrong.
Dude, this is
would
wrong.
Would
Yeah.
you say that it was passive? Because Hitler did go to jail.
he killed himself too.
Yeah,
That's
he
how-
did.
that's
That
how
was
he died.
afterward.
But it's the fact that he killed, the Jewish population, he killed himself, one man, one man in charge, 90% of the population.
Well, what I'm saying is that you're saying his rise to power was too easy. I'm saying I don't necessarily know if that's true, just because he went to jail and then he wrote Mein Kampf. Was
Well,
that
yeah.
in jail? And that's when
that
he
might have been in jail.
And that was more than more than not his manifesto.
Yeah.
You know, that's what got him preaching. That's what got him. You know, he was a soldier beforehand. Then he, you know, came back and saw Germany in despair after World War One.
Yeah.
Then, you know, tried, you know, formed the Nazi Party.
Yeah.
Was struck down.
Yeah,
by
I don't
the
want to say it
government
was
at the time.
easy, but the resistance against him wasn't as, you know, kind of like our own Civil War, where you had the North and the South going at war. It wasn't like that to an extent. It happened, but the Nazi regime just
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
because he also brought them out of recession. Like
Yeah,
the war.
yeah,
He blew that economy up. Like, it's insane. So it's like he did something that was so great for the country. At the same time, he was doing the most evil, disillusional thing possible.
Yeah.
Well, it's you know pre World War II, he was celebrated at the Olympics for getting Germany out of that depression.
Well, that was also during the Nazi regime as well.
Yeah, it was, but
Yeah.
at that point, no one had known what to the extent he had done.
Yeah.
You know, for
It was
some
very
reason,
close behind. It was like behind
somehow I don't know
doors.
how you keep that a secret.
because it was over 4 or 5 countries too. It was Poland. It was Denmark, Germany. Obviously,
That's when he already was expanding.
Either during or because Anne Frank happened. Anne Frank was. I think she was from Denmark, and then when she died, was in Germany. I'm not sure. I'm the wrong person to ask for when it comes to history. I just go
Yeah.
off of what I remember and what I was told from people who were like there. I can't.
Yeah.
You know, I can't remember certain things.
On the subject of Nazis, and my grandpa, my nonna, they both lived in Italy actually at the time that Italy was occupied by the Axis, and they were telling me something that was pretty interesting. Like, I asked my grandpa, I was like, "What were the Nazis like?" And he was like, "The younger Nazis, like the people that were our age, that were just like drafted into the military,
Had no choice.
they didn't want to do what they had to do." He said so, like they were like giving candy to like Italian kids and stuff, and like telling them everything was gonna be okay, and like trying their best like to just be chill and follow orders. He said it was like the older Nazis, like the 40 years old and up kind of Nazis that like hated everyone that would like kick people
Well,
in the
those
street
are
and
the
stuff like
Nazis that remember World War One. I think. And if I were to guess, I'm assuming that the older ones knew the impact that World War One had. Why can't I think of the name? What accords or what treaty? It was the Treaty of Versailles. It was
Yeah.
the Treaty of Versailles that took all of Germany's power and all of their
Yeah.
resources away from them. And so they're all remembering that, you know, they remember how great Germany was. They remember how powerful they were, how they almost took over all of Europe, and then they
Almost,
lost, and then lost.
Tried to get the wars.
Yes, and then they lost everything, and then lost. You know, I think the inflation was unbelievable after the Treaty of Versailles. So to be in that situation and to see all these other countries benefiting off of your loss and have you
Yeah.
basically starving, like you can't even buy bread out of the store.
Yeah.
I mean that causes a lot of resentment and a lot of hatred.
Yeah.
So those are probably
and,
the people that.
and it's
For the
kept-
record,
it's-
I wasn't saying that the Nazis were chill. I'm saying a lot of the
yeah,
ones
yeah,
that-
yeah, we know.
Totally not.
And
No, no.
one thing that's crazy to think about is like that didn't even happen more than it's still less than 100 years ago.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's
when you think
and
about it.
people are still trying to deny it. That's a crazy thing.
And here's a
Japan.
Here's a
Japan,
funny
the
thing about
denial's heavy. But what were
Really?
you saying? Yeah.
Why in Japan?
Because they leave that out of their curriculum sometimes in schools. They don't teach the Japanese involvement in
and
World War
Germany got in
II.
trouble for that in the 90s. That
So
they were
you're
taking out of
saying-
textbooks.
Okay, so Germany, I can understand Germany
Mm-hmm.
trying to cover it up. I don't think anyone will let them. You know, I could see certain people.
The
trying
UN had to
cover it
step in for that. I remember that was an incident.
up. I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember.
What was
learning
that in the
and-
'90s?
Yeah, I think it was the 90s or the 80s, something like that. They got in trouble for, you know, it started off small, sample sizing, where they were taking it out of textbooks, and then, you know,
Yeah,
trying to take it out of every textbook.
try to
well-
erase it.
So why does Japan want to erase that?
Because they were one of the heads of the Axis. It's Germany, Italy, Japan. So like Japan.
But they
Man,
were
this
one
this,
of the ones-
this podcast is getting dark. The Japanese people, man, the reason why there's a lot of beef between like Asians in general, not in culture, not like here in America, but like in general, is
The
because
Chinese and
Oh,
Japanese.
dude,
yeah,
there's so
because
much racism
the
amongst-
Japanese killed and raped a large portion of the Korean population during World War II, and that beef has still not been settled. So it's a very negative thing, and they're not proud of it at all, because now the Japanese in their economy and in their philosophy and society is kind of westernized. They're capitalist, and their culture very much mimics American culture, even though it's different over there. So they try and separate themselves from World War II involvement as much as they possibly can. They're ashamed of that part of their history.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they also colonize China? Like back when China, before it was industrialized, and before it became a superpower?
Yeah. They were pretty invasive, man, and that's why there's a lot of bad blood, and I think that's gonna last for a while, just because of how Asian culture is. There's dynasties.
It's all about honor, right? It's all about social class.
Not only that, but there's dynasties. Like extended family is like very much revered. So like if you hurt someone's ancestor, like you're an enemy for good. And that's and that's what's crazy about that whole thing.
It's just crazy to think about. Like when you're in Germany, and then you realize that 1944, when it like ended, is less than 100 years ago. It's like, how many of these people here, like, of the older crowd, obviously not the young people. The young people, like, do not, I think if you're 40 and younger, they don't mess with it at all. But when you look at the older people, it's like
mess with what exactly?
Like the whole Nazi regime. Like, obviously they weren't around. Like, if you're in
talking
your
about
40s,
this day and age.
This day and age. But when then I look at, like, people who might be 70 and older, like when that guy was talking to us, he said he came to America. He said he was here for 3 years. He was in Newark, New Jersey.
Wow.
And I was like, that's amazing. But when I look at the older people, I'm like, where were you at? Like, I want to know your story. Like, where were you?
Yeah.
Because you were a child when it happened. Like, did you leave and come back, or were you like forced to like? And the thing, but that's like a country that has like the elders could have stories for
Yeah, man.
centuries.
And it's crazy because we think about our Anne Franks, but we never think about the common person
that
was in the Holocaust.
Yeah.
There's actually, for anyone listening and wants a good book to read, there's Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl was his name, and he was in the Holocaust, and he basically, that was the whole premise of his book. He starts out by saying, listen, I know that everyone understands Anne Frank, her struggle, what she went through, that was terrible, but this book isn't about that. This book is about the normal day-to-days of the Holocaust, what we went through as a people, the people that didn't make it, and this book is basically to talk about how the strongest of us didn't make it, and that it's a lot to even talk about, even in just a sentence, I think the most profound thing that he says in that book for me was that he didn't understand what love was until like the end of the Holocaust. Like he saw ways that people acted and treated. He saw the worst. So let me say he saw the worst of the worst in the Holocaust, but he also saw little instances of humanity,
glimpses
from people that like made him believe in love and made him like a better person, more or less. Like people really starved to death because they gave their food to their children or their brother or their sister or someone, they gave their life for someone else in such a terrible situation.
And like you said, how like a couple minutes ago when we were saying like it's wild, it's crazy seeing like people like at 9/11 stuff like taking selfies. We went to now it's a harsh name, but they do it on purpose to show Germany's history. We went to the museum or the Memoriam of the Murdered Jews, and I'll show you guys a picture. It's the middle of this like part of town in Berlin. Sea of slabs, just slabs.
What do you mean by slabs?
Slabs is like concrete, stone,
like a tombstone.
Not a tombstone, but like it's just a big block, a big block. Sea of them to represent every single family person that was killed in the Holocaust, right? So, I was with Ben, and that was heavy for him. And as we're walking around, we see people just like standing on top of them.
That's unbelievable.
Dude, standing on top and sitting on them, and you can tell like some of these they're kids. They don't kids
understand.
who are born in Germany. It's like they know, but it's like we're born into this. We understand that.
Right.
Like even the one part I took them to the Berlin Wall, and there's sections of the wall that are still up, and in between them, I forget what the zone was called, but it was two walls. It was like this, land in between, like maybe like 20 feet, another wall, right? So people would hop over the first wall, try and get to the other side, and they would get executed in between that second part, right? So I'm taking them through there, and and it's like this open field, right? And it's like everywhere. People are fishing there. People are smoking there. People are drinking there. And I'm like,
and there are restrictions on this place, right? Like
no,
people aren't supposed to.
Germany's one of the most freest, like free expression, free everything.
They're very communal too.
Yeah. So they're kids.
Okay.
They grew up in to them this is just a wall. You know what I mean? They understand the history of it, but it's like, it's kind of like that's not our history. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it.
No,
but,
I mean, I think when you didn't experience something, it's hard to understand it. You know, not to say that people can't understand it and can't know and learn from history.
Yeah.
But I mean, when do you like? If I fall and scrape my knee because I was trying to jump from like one rock to the other. I'm just in nature. I'm in like a nature reserve walking around. I slip and I fall in the water. Yeah. Like, until that point, I'm like confident. I'm like, I can do this. I can, you know, this isn't really that bad. Like, you know, so and so just saying that the rock's not really that slippery. Yeah. And then you slip and then you fall and you're just covered in water. You're soaking wet and you're like, oh well. Shit. Maybe there was something to what they were saying. Yeah, you know, it's hard as humans. I think it's hard to really grasp what's going on. It takes a special kind of person and a special kind of maturity to really understand something without going through it.
Yeah, because when the wall went down 30, I don't think it was 40 years ago. So it's just like, honestly, it's trippy seeing people just living their day-to-day life, like, and like as they're walking, as they're chilling, as they're just, you know, hanging out in the grass. Thousands of kids and people were just like murdered there. It's just like it's like insane because our own history, we don't typically have that. Like our country, like Germany and them, Germany, England, those countries are old.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They've been around for thousands of years. Our country's technically hundreds of years old. So our American history, our bloody past was.
And we do have a bloody past.
We do have a bloody past, a very bloody past.
Name a nation that doesn't, really.
But it's like the Emancipation Proclamation was 400 years ago, whereas some of these countries are like not even 100 years ago.
But yeah, it's a different, like our bloody past is a different kind of past in Japan's and Germany's and England's. So.
Right. Especially in Asia, they have crazy past.
What I'm saying is it's hard, especially for kids now that didn't, think about how far away the Holocaust was and feels for us. Yeah. Think about how much farther it is for these kids growing up now.
Oh, exactly.
And now we're not even there. We weren't even in the Holocaust. Mm-hmm. We aren't even around to say, yes, kids, this is what happened. So as things get further along, like there are going to be people that are going to start questioning, and unfortunately,
and
that's the hard
about
part.
It.
Yeah, well, that's the hard part.
They just forget
about any tragedies to make sure people don't forget about it.
That's what I was going to talk about, and I have two views on that. So I feel like as every generation comes forth, like the past atrocities, get a little bit more fuzzy and blurry with every new generation. Like I'm sure the German kids that you saw, like they're on the hype beast blogs. They're all about American rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like they're kids. They're being kids.
Kids being
and
kids.
There's nothing
you can do.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, right? And in a way, I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, but like not forgetting the past, but like moving past bad things that have happened. Like
they deal with it. They just like it is what it is.
It doesn't fix things, and it's never good to forget the sacrifices because then you forget the lessons. But the more you become accommodating to people that are different than you, like the less barriers, like that's how racism dies off, over time. When you're not getting over something like that, but like you look at that like, man, that basically caveman did that. Like we're so past that, you know what I'm saying? Like you remember it always, and that's why I'm thankful for media of World War II and slavery and all these horrible things, because like you can look at this media and be like, dang, that is awful, you know what I'm saying? Even though people like don't necessarily profess it, although there always should be a historian, you know what I'm saying? But like we look at that being almost like, we were like in a caveman state of being social and hanging out with each other. Like, were we even human back then? So I think being alienated from that also has an upside, but it has a downside too.
I think the way that the first time I was there and I saw how people lived their day-to-day life with like knowing these atrocities, then I'm like, I took back and then I was like, they probably think the same way when these people come to New York and they go to the 9/11 museum. Then they just see people
eating a hot dog,
taking a selfie. They're like, damn, man, it's like, do you not have any respect? So it's like it goes both ways because ours is the most recent.
Yeah,
like we have like the most recent. I don't want to say that.
Well, I don't know. There's
more. There's
Syria right now.
Yeah, there's stuff going on.
The extent.
But I meant like on our soil. Like we haven't had incident to that magnitude.
That was the first foreign attack on American soil, correct?
Yeah. I believe so.
The first major terrorist attack, at least. I mean, that was a defining point in history. Like, from now on, there's going to be pre-9/11 and post-9/11.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy thinking about.
Dude, it's weird how this stuff happens, but life goes on. Like that's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Because at the end of the day, a flower's gonna bloom right out of that concrete.
Man. That's what humans are. Like we are something like we grow around the rocks. You know, and I think that's the big lesson to take out of Atrocities is that the human spirit prevails. But also, you know, power corrupts absolutely. Like that's the whole theme behind that kind of stuff, and people hate what they don't understand. Those are like two big lessons from that.
When you say that kind of stuff, what do you mean? Like when power corrupts?
Power corrupts, man. Like when you
are one person forming, has too much power,
right? If you're forming nations together to take over the world, like let me give you an example. There's a place that I went to Italy. I've been to Italy twice, and both times I went there, I visited the Colosseum. Now the Colosseum was a place where they would take people and put them in front of the powers that be, the Caesars and the governors, and have them fight animals, but they were like handcuffed, so they had no way of fighting a lion or a tiger. Like that was considered entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it's insane.
And people do the same thing. They go there, they take selfies, you know, they take pictures and stuff like that. Like this was a really messed up thing, right? But people that were in power were like, we can do it. Bring in the animals, you know, bring in the people. They're expendable. This is entertainment.
Slaves fighting slaves for their freedom.
Yeah, man. They're just like, look, these are slaves, man. What slave is stronger? You know what I'm saying? So power corrupts. When you have the ability to do something, it takes more than a man to resist that and to be modest in the face of power. And that's the lesson we learned from World War II, where nations assembled to try and take over the world. That's power corrupting, absolutely. And then with the whole hatred and elimination of the Jews, you know, that is, we hate what we don't understand. We hate cultures that, to us, you know, for some reason there's a air of inferiority that's been spread by propaganda, and we buy into it. And the othering, man, the huge culturing that human beings doing. We're the Germans, and we're the Jews, and the Jews are the bad guys, and we're the good guys. You know,
the Jews have been the scapegoat for like everyone in history.
Yeah, man.
It's a fucking shame.
Same thing with black people too, man.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it went down, dude. So those are like two big lessons we can learn from Atrocities, man.
But I think in terms of hope, just the fact that we're globalizing so much gives me hope that we're so dependent on each other now that hopefully nothing like that will happen again.
Yeah,
let's hope not, man. I think,
and even though we're on a deep and somber note, I love Germany. It's my favorite place in the world.
Germany's probably
music,
awesome, dude.
Food, just the culture, man. It's like it's just an amazing place to go. I highly recommend anyone to go. Even if you're a history buff, you're gonna fall in love with that place. But even if you're not, you'll fall in love with it because it's just it's open, it's freeing, dude. It's another world, man.
What kind of food you eat there?
So I'm more experienced on it because I've had some family members make it here, but I had Thuringer, which is it's a bratwurst over top sauerkraut with the curry sauce over it. It's fire. However, the place that we ate it at, the sauerkraut was a little too sour for my liking.
It was strong.
Very strong. Very strong. And I'm not like the biggest fan of sauerkraut. I like it.
Yeah.
But when it's like OD, like you put it in your mouth and you're just like, ooh. That's a little much.
Supposed to be good luck, right?
I don't know. I don't know if that was good luck. I felt like I was being cursed. But so had that. I took them to doner kebab, which is a big delicacy in Germany.
Donut kebab?
Yeah.
Like a donut.
A donut, yeah.
Like,
but it's,
dough.
Yeah. Well, yes. So you can get on that, but it's not even a German dish. It's a Middle Eastern dish.
Cool.
And I'm not 100% sure. I believe it's from Turkey.
Nice.
I'm not sure. We had that for 3 straight nights, and it's really cheap. And I posted a picture of it on Facebook. I got tired of it after the third night. I can't eat this. It's like super salty and like it's just coming. We ate like 1 meal a day while we were out there too, because our sleep schedule was just so bashed.
1 meal a day.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of walking, because the nightlife out there is from like 10 p.m. to 10 a.m.
Yeah, they turn all the way up.
They turn all the way up.
Everybody that's gone to Germany told me like the club scene is crazy.
I couldn't do it.
They go all night, right?
All night, and it messed me up when we were coming out of this one place, and I see kids going to school, and I'm like, dude, it's a Thursday. I'm like, it's a Thursday.
You're like, what year is it? You're covered in pain.
Dude, I was drenched in sweat. Like, I look psychotic.
Right.
Like, and they're like, people are going to work, and they're like, they had a night out.
Yeah.
I'm just like, beat. Then we go back to the Airbnb. The sun rises there at 4 a.m.
Do they do brunch?
Sets at 10 p.m. I'm not a brunch guy, so they probably do, but I don't like brunch.
I got you.
Yeah, I stay away from the brunch. I don't get the brunch culture.
It's a very European thing, though. to do like that little meal
Was
in
it
the
an
morning.
I'm not a
American
breakfast
thing
guy.
though? Like,
Me
where'd
neither.
that start? Where did brunch start?
You're asking the wrong because I don't even
that
like
wasn't
breakfast.
a thing when I was a kid. It was fucking breakfast. It was fucking lunch. And it was fucking dinner.
Dude, my first meal of
and
the day.
those were your options.
My first meal of the day comes at
Brian's
either
mad.
12:30 p.m., 1 p.m., or 2 p.m. That's my first meal.
I ate at 11, man. That's what we do.
So then we had that, and then they wanted to go to an Italian restaurant the one night, which is fine.
in Germany.
Yeah, in Germany.
Okay.
Some
Is
of
that
them.
like Italian German.
No, it was like straight Italian. The guy was Italian. And here's a little gripe I have. I can't stand people who will live and die in a single spot and will critique other people of where they're at.
What do you mean by that?
You mean
So-
like this guy's Italian and he...
No, not even that. I'm talking about when we were over there, Shane, he put up a picture of currywurst and a lot of German food served with chips, French fries, right?
Uh-huh.
Served with it. It is what it is. That's what they do. All right?
Right.
Whatever. And French fries aren't an American dish, so let's scrap that out the way. So people are like, dude, you went to Germany for a hot dog and French fries? It's like, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Bratwurst, first
Like,
of all.
it's not even that. It's just like that's like a cultural thing there. But it's like until you leave the country, I don't give a shit about your opinion.
Right.
Until you see the world and have a different viewpoint of your own, I don't give a shit of what you say.
Let me ask you this. I just got finished this book called The Silent Language. It's by I forget his first name. Last name Hill.
Yeah.
He talks about how in every culture, like American culture, German culture, Japanese culture, etc., there's different social norms, and he separates them into like formal, informal, technical. You know, formal is kind of like what everyone knows but doesn't think about, like it's just kind of obvious. Informal, just kind of like an example of like how people handle time. You know, Americans handle time different than Japanese, than do Germans, etc. And like people can get upset and insulted based off of their time frames.
Okay.
Like, you know how Americans have to be very punctual.
Yeah.
You know, like in Arab countries, you don't necessarily, or Latin countries, you don't necessarily have to be as punctual. It's more informal, as in like you don't necessarily have to be there at that time. If you show up on time, it's weird.
I get what
You
you're
get what
saying.
I'm saying?
I get
So
what you're
that's
saying.
like informally, like there's a set formal time set, but informally, like it's more ambiguous.
Yeah.
And that goes through a number of things, whether it's space, like how close you are to a person when you're having a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, the list goes on, but basically the point is that there's a lot of different cultural differences between cultures that cause a lot of problems internationally, interculturally.
So I know one instance. So in Germany, it's very, I don't want to say cold country, not meaning like temperature wise, cold as in like if I'm walking down the street, we have eye contact and then we know each other, unless we like I say, "Oh, hey," he won't talk to me.
Really?
That's how it is there. It's like on transportation, you drop a pin, no one's talking.
Yeah.
There are some people talking, like the younger people, you know, whatever. But like older people, it's like everyone keeps himself.
Right.
It's a very
Even
keep
more,
to
I
yourself
feel like
country.
Philadelphians are like that, though.
Now we're loud.
Yeah,
We're
when
loud.
you go on the subway in Philly, there's a guy that's like dancing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There'll be a dude talking to himself. Somebody will
not
come
over
on.
there, bro.
Somebody will come on and be
Quiet.
like,
Seriously,
"Hey
they
man,
just-
you know I need like 50 cents because you see my car," and it's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
dude,
true.
like in
I love
Germany,
that guy.
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I feel bad for dude if he's being honest, right? But like, it's like that, and almost like it's in a lot of Asian countries, a lot of European countries. It's like you think about yourself last, and you think about others first. It's like other people are gonna be annoyed that I'm talking on the train, so don't talk on the train. And everyone
That's
agrees on that, and
Yeah,
they're quiet.
It's so weird. It's so quiet, and like, because you know we're for Americans, but I know the customs and a little bit of the culture, so I can be I'm a little more reserved there, and that kind of fits my personality. I'm kind of
Right.
I'm a little quiet, easy
So,
talker, stuff
I guess
like that.
my question is, were you with anyone that didn't understand
100%,
the culture
yes.
and like some
Yep,
awkward
yep.
interaction happened? And can you give
100%,
us
100%,
an example?
100%. I the two individuals, and they love to crack jokes. They're like true Americans.
I know what you're talking
Love
about.
to crack jokes. Love to talk loud, laugh loud. We got a lot of looks out there.
I don't think
Yeah.
I'd fit well in Germany.
So
it might not be my country.
It is, and that's just how, because that country is very cold and calculated. Everything they do is to like
Making it
Right.
sound like a supervillain. Like,
bro. I mean that they're just you think about it, like their automobiles are some of the best.
efficiency.
Their school system
East German.
efficient. You know, German
Yeah.
engineering. Dude, even we're making a joke out there. Said even their people, like you're going to a club, everyone's like over like my height and higher. So it's like they breed excellence out here.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It was just funny.
Is that a cultural thing? That's just something that I'm never gonna get.
No, because it's the same thing in like Sweden. Everyone's just tall.
They're tall.
It's just that's
Germans
just the
are
gene. The
vicious.
Viking
Northern
genes are
Europeans, man, they're just
Yeah,
big
they're
people.
they're just
like
big
Polish people. You're like, whoa.
Big people. Not even just like tall. They're just like they got some
They're
weight
yoked,
on them.
Yeah.
So it was just funny because some places, on the train system, you have to press the button to get off the train. So when it stops, the doors don't open unless you hit it, right? Some of them, they open. So I hit it the one time, but it didn't register. I think I hit it too soon. So we're just standing there, and wanting someone, everyone's, waiting behind us. And then I hit it again, and, Ben started laughing. Because he started laughing, one of the locals looked at him, started laughing, cracked a joke on us. Because of Ben laughing, he knew it was okay to say something. If Ben didn't laugh...
He's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, if Ben never laughed, he wouldn't have said anything to Ben.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, if I invite space, they'll take the space.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I don't invite space, if I'm just on a train like this, right? No one will talk to me.
But
Right.
doesn't someone have to initiate a conversation or?
Always. See, that's where there's a huge generational gap over there
Right.
compared to anywhere else I've been.
Right.
People our age, yo, bro,
Yeah.
where you guys heading tonight? Oh, you come with. Let's have a drink. Let's whatever.
Yeah.
Older people, you say, oh, excuse me. They're like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
You know what I
I mean,
mean?
just because of the internet,
It
they're,
is.
they're just
It's
more
just
comfortable
it's
talking.
it's just different.
What I would refer to as youth culture, and because of the internet, it unites us all. Especially because American media is the most popular in every country, so everyone knows.
And it's insane because I told them that. I don't think I told them that. I think they were surprised by that how much American music, film, everything is influenced everywhere except for our customs. How we treat people.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's
Yeah,
not,
people don't like Americans.
They don't, but they'll take our culture
Yeah, no, I think our
and
social
our media. More so that.
our social norms are rightfully frowned upon, in my opinion, because we're just tripping, man.
Well, we're
tripping.
very
Rambunctious,
assertive.
loud.
We're very assertive, outspoken. That thing that is accepted, and that's
It's because of
praised
the
in
free
American
speech
culture.
thing. Because
Yeah.
we can say whatever,
we want.
whatever we want,
Which is important.
Whereas in certain countries, they'd be like, "Oh, can he say that?"
So you think
and then
because-
that's how they know that. Oh, you're not from here.
Yeah.
So you think being outspoken is celebrated because we have the ability to be outspoken?
Yes, because I know some individuals, if they spent a long time in certain countries, they'd be like, "Dude, this country sucks,"
Right.
because they can't adjust to social norms. Like even on Japan, you go to Japan, you get on that train, you're going to work. That's the only
Right.
reason you go on that train.
Yeah.
No other reason.
Yeah.
The only time you're on that train is to go to work. You get on, it's like everyone muscles off.
Yep.
On, off. And it's like you better make room too because people got places to be.
Somebody be on your face, man.
And then you can't get mad at them for being that close because that's
Nah.
just, that's their culture.
gotta
So,
get to
so
work, man.
spatially, people stand closer to each other in German culture. Like
No,
it's
no,
more acceptable to be
No,
closer.
non-German culture.
Opposite.
man.
Opposite.
Opposite.
Yeah.
Opposite.
Heavy.
You're like,
No, no, no.
what is he saying?
I've been to Germany once, but I was only there briefly, man. They're very hygienic, and they don't,
Very.
they, like, if you're sick, they'll look at you crazy, bro. And it's just like,
Bro, you sneeze, you won't hear a bless you.
yeah,
Nothing.
because
You
it's
look at glares.
Not even glares. You'd be like, it's true. And if someone sneezes next to you, they'll be like, on the phone still.
yeah,
Or in there, if you talk to someone, it's like, oh, like if I saw you wearing the Philadelphia shirt, and let's say we were both wearing Philadelphia shirts, right? I'm the American, you're the German, we're both
Okay.
wearing it. You won't look at me, you won't say a single word to
Okay.
me about us wearing the same shirt. Then if it's like, oh, great shirt, then you go, oh, you too.
Oh, so basically you're
Yeah.
saying that you initiating it makes it okay for me to respond.
Yes.
right.
But like,
Yes.
who knows who's supposed to? You know what I'm saying? Though,
But
like, someone has
that's
to
that's
initiate
their culture, and that's what I love about it because I like my space.
Mm-hmm.
So I like I'm not conservative, reserved with whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but my alone time.
Totally.
But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is
And
that
you get
two,
that everywhere.
two
over there.
Germans will never have that conversation.
unless they know each other. If they know each
Okay.
other, then yes.
But if they don't, they'll never have that interaction.
Never.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't want to say never.
Yeah.
But probably
Yeah.
not. But if they're under the age of 37, most likely.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, culture's so confusing, man, because
And
it
that-
it
it's
constantly
beautiful.
changes.
But it's beautiful. But England is very close to our culture.
Yeah.
So that's the closest one
Mm-hmm.
because everywhere else it's just like it's just different.
Mhm.
They just do it differently, and like I think that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with that place is because like I can go there and just
Slip away.
fall right in, fall
Yep.
right in line, blend in,
Slip
and no
away.
one would even, not even locals will know. They're just like, oh, okay.
That's the magic.
But
of
as soon as
traveling,
I laugh in public, crack a joke, they're like, yeah, he's an American.
He's not from around here.
he's not from around here.
He's bellowing
I mean,
right now.
Yeah.
And it's just.
And so, and we were getting the looks, and
Isn't
I'm like,
that crazy? Because I mean, the book I was reading also talked about phonetics and how the speed at which we pronounce things, the tone in which we pronounce things, the words we use, all these things conglomerate together, and people can tell where you're from just based off of those things.
Yeah.
You speak the same language, but depending on speed and how you say it, they'll know what region you are.
See, that's it. And
Think about Boston's and Philadelphians, like
yeah, so think about this, ready? Let's break up America into 4 regions. You have us in the Northeast, right? Everything's fast. New York, it's fast, right? You get a little Southern, it gets slower. You go to the West Coast, it's a little area, but it's still slower. You go over there, and everyone, it's either fast or slow.
Yeah, I saw a study on Reddit that said that they did a multi-analysis of like different cities, and what they hypothesized and determined based off of that research was that your talking speed, at least in the United States, was determined by how big your city was. So the larger the city, the faster you talked, because I forget the reasoning they had for it.
Probably
There's
because everything's moving.
Yeah, basically everything's moving. You gotta move faster to get to and from places because there's more obstacles in
You
the
can't
way.
tell the story in 2 minutes. It's like, I don't got time.
Exactly. That's basically what their argument was.
Yeah.
Whereas in like the South, with more wide open spaces, you can talk slower. You're more relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Your blood pressure's lower.
Yeah.
You know?
It's definitely healthier for you. So.
But it's health. Dude, they have a health kick over there, too. It's great.
Oh, yeah. No,
Like,
I mean,
that's how all Europe is. It's
Europe
just,
is, yeah.
What do you
Healthy.
mean? Health kick. They're obsessed with it?
Bro, there's no such thing as, like, junk food.
Yeah, I mean, you'll find
Like,
it.
What do you
like,
mean?
You'll find a
Like, there has to be
McDonald's.
something.
You'll find a McDonald's there. It's not frequent.
One every
Yeah,
20 miles?
It's not frequent. But you'll find it. Like when I went to Italy, I was like, "Whoa, McDonald's!" But they have a Mediterranean. They have a Mediterranean diet, which is like super healthy.
Yeah.
And these people.
That cracks me up. You go to Italy, a whole different country, and your first whoa is just McDonald's.
That's not my first whoa. I was just like, I can't believe it's here.
Because they rather just cook the meal.
Yeah.
That they're like a lot of these European countries rather just be like, besides England's like the anomaly. They rather just come take a seat,
Also-
take a load off, have a meal.
Also, they walk a lot, and also smaller
Yes.
serving size.
So what's
they
obesity
don't-
like over
they
there?
don't-
Non-existent?
You don't see a lot.
Obesity.
If you see a fat person there, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
If you see a fat person in Japan, you're like, is this guy a sumo wrestler?
You know,
Like,
that
that's for
if
real.
you see a fat
Like, they
person in
wanna be
Germany,
fat.
you see a fat person in Germany, you're like, you must have health issues.
Really?
Yeah, that's how it is there.
Wow.
Because, everyone rides bikes. Everyone's riding a bike.
That's
Like,
crazy.
It's just that's why I say
Whereas
it's like
here,
healthy.
Here we look at a fat person.
We don't
we're
have a
just
bike
like,
lane. Their whole city has a dedicated bike lane.
Yeah.
A major city. We're talking
Well-
about one of the top 10 cities in the world has a dedicated bike lane.
That's because in Germany, 40% of your income you have to pay in taxes, which goes to the communal spaces and resources that Germany uses.
Yep.
So it's a very liberal idea.
Yeah.
But the upside of that is that there's a lot of commonplace. Like there's good bike lanes. Like here, some dude died. I'm not sure if you heard about it. He's a delivery driver for like a pizza place in Philly. He got hit. He died. It was on the news, I think. And that's because our bike lanes in Philadelphia are really awful.
Terrible.
And sometimes
You
they're
got
not.
hit.
They're non-existent. Yeah, dude.
You got hit? What?
Yeah, I never
You
told
didn't
the
know about
story.
No, not
Yeah,
to
he
me,
got
at
he
least.
got smoked.
Yeah, so I'll tell that story really briefly. Every morning to go to work, I get to work at 7. I get out at 3, and I wake up like at 6 o'clock, get my stuff together, and then I roll out on my bike. And I ride to work, and I have one headphone in and one headphone out. And dude, this was like 4 months ago. I'm biking to work, and I'm at an intersection. There's a stop sign to my left, and I see a cab coming up to the stop sign. So I'm like, he's gonna stop, and I'm gonna roll. So I was like, this would be the time that he's stopping right now. So I start rolling, and out of my peripheral, like I see something moving, and I look, and he didn't stop at all. He just blasted right through the stop sign. So yeah, man, he hit me, and I was telling the story yesterday. My bike, the first thing, my bike got hit, and then I rolled over the top of the hood, and I fell down, not on the other side, but like off the roof, kind of just down by the side of the cab. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I remember I was just thinking like, whoa, what just happened? Because it happened so quick. And I looked and the cab like already sped off, so I couldn't get the license plate. But yeah, man.
He hit you and then drove away?
Yeah, dude, really hard. But here's the crazy part. Bike was Gucci. I was Gucci. I didn't have my clothes are ripped up, but like my ribs are cool. I was like, all right, ribs, collarbone. I was checking everything.
Gotta do that. Stop. Let me see what hurts.
Yeah, and of course it's the classic bystander, like, bro, are you okay? I saw the whole thing. I was just like, you get the license plate? No, all right, man.
Of course not. Never do.
It's just
Nah, I don't want to get involved.
so I just got on my bike and went to work, man.
And another thing about Germany, you see like fast people, they would say they hate the country. There's no jaywalking.
Yeah, there's no.
Don't do it.
Yeah, there's not.
Don't do it.
Another.
Don't do
There's
it.
not a lot of rule breaking. I'd say. In
What,
general.
what happens if you
When you see that crosswalk turn
But
red.
what happens? Does everyone jump on you?
No,
the
but they'd be
police
like-
just come rushing in?
No, it's like I said. Oh, he's not from around here.
Frowned upon.
Oh, I see.
You know,
You're trying to blend in, so
You
by
could get a
jaywalking-
citation too.
Yeah, I mean citation, but more than that, you're just sticking
Or a
out like a
ticket or
sore
something
thumb
like
if you do that,
Yeah.
and like you don't want to bring any unwanted attention towards yourself.
It's just funny because in Philly, man, we jaywalk all the time.
Oh yeah,
But over there, it's like when you
it's
see
almost a rite of passage when you come to.
But when you're over there, you're walking, then you see the red light. There's no cars coming. Then you see it red, and everyone just like stop, and you're like, what's going on?
What's happening?
You're like, what? And then it goes green. Then everyone starts. It's like a weird.
That's so weird.
It's like a weird moment. But it's really funny. And I was telling them now. I was like, whoa, it's red. And they were like, there's no cars. I'm like, it's red.
Right.
So it was just a little funny thing like that.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I can't even
Yeah.
imagine that.
That's what I said.
So
People
used
who
to
have like
jaywalking.
people who are like live life fast can't. Italy, nope. France, probably not.
Italy's
Germany,
fast?
nope. No, slow.
Slow.
Oh, I
Slow.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
Italy, especially, that is such a leisure country.
The buzz is gone. I mean, Rome is kind of popping, man, but like
Yeah.
it's not like over the top. I've spent a lot of time in Rome just because my dad's family's from there, and last time I went, we visited family. It was for my dad's 50th birthday. The first time I went was to visit family.
That's awesome.
But yeah, dude, it's the same exact way. Like everything's just a little more mellow,
Mhm.
you know. And it's cool. I mean, Italy's one of the best places I've ever been to, but it's cool the whole atmosphere there and stuff. I kind of want to switch gears, man. You guys both listen to Yay, and did you guys both listen to Kids See Ghosts?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was all right. I mean, I haven't listened. I listened to it once and then stopped listening to it.
Love it.
Kids See Ghosts. I really like Fourth Dimension. I think that's my song on
Bro.
there
You posted that on your 365
Yeah, I did.
playlist.
because I
Bro.
liked it that much.
I'm so reborn.
It's just
Keep
the sample he
holding
takes.
on.
What is that from? You
What
had to
song?
have done your
Fourth
research.
Dimension?
Fourth Dimension.
All I know is that the Cudi montage is a Kurt Cobain sample.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. That guitar you hear, and that's what. Because when where was I at? I think I watched a little bit of the live stream, and I saw Courtney Love there, and she was crying and hugging Kanye, and I'm like, this is interesting. I was like, why is she there? Because I was like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you see people, I'm like, I didn't put two and two, and then when I saw the credit listing, and that guitar riff sounded similar, and then I saw the name, and I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I love Ye.
That song was a strong. Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Me personally, Ye is my third favorite Kanye album.
Ooh,
Really?
up
Yeah.
there.
I didn't think it was that
Did
good.
you know why? I think I might have said this to you a while ago. I am sick and tired of these 18 to 25 format for albums. I can't stand listening to. Bro, you know how like
18 for what?
18 songs, 18 to like 25
you just
songs.
want like a 7-song album?
Bro, it's like you give me the 7 best songs that you think. That 20 minutes go by, you're like, oh, let me run that again. That's why his album, number one, and sold over 200,000 first week because every song was just good. It was like a solid song.
I'd rather have quality over quantity.
Exactly.
A lot of times, record
There's
labels
a
are
whole
getting
streaming
artists to
thing,
push
and they're
stuff
trying
out.
to break
Yeah.
the streaming numbers. And
They-
it's like, bro, I don't give a shit about these streaming
Yeah,
numbers.
just-
That means nothing to me.
Just make the songs good. Listen, man, this is a theory that I had, and my brother was like, well, duh. So I guess it's obvious to some people, but I feel like Ye and Kids See Ghosts sometimes are supposed to be listened to from like the beginning of Ye to the end of Kids See Ghosts sometimes.
It is.
Because
Yep.
what's that part
Ghost-
2 in Kids See
free.
Ghosts?
It's
Free.
free.
It's free part 2, which is
Free
like a
part two.
continuation of Ghost Town,
which
is
Town was supposed to be on
a holler
Kids
at
See
Kids See
Ghosts.
Ghosts. Yeah, so I was like, oh snap, this is like, these were
Boy.
released in tandem.
And
Pretty
think
much.
about it, that's 14. I'm cool with 14
Yeah,
songs.
what, they were like 2 weeks apart?
Yeah.
Yeah. One was on the Friday when I was in Germany, the other one on the Friday when I came back.
Did you download it and listen to it while you walked around?
Which one?
Yay. Oh
We
no,
were
no,
listen-
Kids See Ghosts.
what did I do when it came out? I don't remember where I was. I think
I
I was at work, and I just listened to my whole commute, the whole day at work, and
yeah.
I was just like, 'cause, you know, I'm one of Cudi. I love Cudi.
Me too, man.
I like
to see him come back was like,
Man on the Moon 1 and 2 Cudi. I don't really like his stuff after that.
Man on the Moon 1, Man on the Moon 2. I liked Wizard. Wizard was cool. Indica is great.
Indica.
Demon Passion Pain, Demon Slaying was alright.
Yeah,
I just didn't like.
different.
Satellite was good. Satellite
Ooh,
Flight. I just
yeah.
didn't like Speed and Bullet to Heaven.
I think I hated the fact that he was supposed to come out with Man on the Moon 3, and it seemed like it was more of like a petty, no, you guys don't want me doing my Wizard, you guys don't want me doing all this
I
other
agree
stuff.
with
That's
that.
gonna come though.
It
I have a
will.
feeling.
Especially
why.
after him and Kanye getting back together, it's coming.
That's
You
gonna
think
come.
so?
There's gonna be a
Dude, I
tour.
hope.
There's got to be a tour.
And I'll be there.
I'm going.
I will say, Kid See Ghost, it definitely reminded me of Man on the Moon Cudi, which is what I liked.
It like somehow
You know?
brought me back to like 2009 when 808 and Heartbreak
He just
was out.
sounded better. He sounded better than his most recent albums, which I
They
have
both put out
personally
their
been
both.
a fan of.
They both put out their best work when they were best friends.
Right.
And like Kid Cudi for me, I think I told the story in the podcast when I first heard Day and Night. Do you remember back when we were in 8th grade? You know, we were all emo. Everyone's
I was
emotional. No, I meant like emotional. Just
Ryan
like,
was the jock, dude.
I wasn't a jock either. I was
No, I'm not saying
I
that.
was Sonic Adventure 2 battle. We talked about this.
The
I
Chow
was
Garden.
raised in my fucking Chow Garden.
No, but
in a fucking dark room.
No, but I'm
That's
saying
who
like
I was.
I'm saying like girls and like in arguments with your parents all the time.
Right.
And Kid Cudi just just sweat me and just like
Yeah.
pause and just like saved my life.
Kid Cudi was he was the teenage angst. I think we talked about
Yes.
this for like the new
Yes.
generation, man.
He was like
the-
our Kurt Cobain.
He was, man. It was just, and there was something that was just so attractive about that music, dude. Like everybody related
never
to
heard
it, everybody
anything
rocked
like it.
with it. Yeah, man. And
And
then,
it's funny that 10 years later, his sound is almost in every single song of
Right.
anyone who's even considered alternative.
right,
You can hear, oh, that sounds like Cudi's been.
a little bit of the vocals,
little bit
especially
of
on
vocal.
hooks, man, because it's just like the way he sings,
Yeah.
dude. But
He would have been so much bigger though if he had just continued through with Man on the Moon. You know, I think he went on
was
his
hard,
like,
man.
side routes, and I'm sure some of it was personal life.
I just think-
mean,
I just
he
don't
dated
think-
Amanda Bynes for a while, right? And she turned crazy. Too.
I think another
know
part of
about
the
that.
problem is that his first album, Man on the Moon, dude, that was like, that's an iconic album for your first
So
album
good.
being that good.
yeah.
great.
And then
Still great.
Dude, it's a timeless album. You can listen to that anytime.
I was listening to this when I was in Sanibel on vacation. Me and my brother we were in the ocean. We had a waterproof speaker, and we just
Yeah.
put on Man on the Moon, and we were
Dude.
just like, "This album's so good."
Dude, it's so good from 1 to 18.
Yeah,
And it's just like, and it's told in parts, and you had Common, you know, telling
True,
each scene,
true.
and you're just like, dude,
our
this
hero
is
adventures.
yeah, our hero
further
adventures.
into the beyond.
Yeah, and you're just like, dude, this is like a soundtrack to my life, like
Right.
as it's perfect fits. And then
Yeah.
you get Man on the Moon 2.
I
Dude,
really like
oh my-
Mr. Rager on
Bro, that's my favorite. That's my favorite
that. And
cutscene.
the music video. You
Oh,
remember the music
yes.
video?
Dude, it's
Where
awesome.
Kanye stabs him at the end, or was it him?
No, it's himself.
Wait,
Yeah.
yeah,
He
sees
killed
Kanye,
himself.
He sees Kanye, and then he kills himself and takes it over. That's his
Dude.
evil side.
Dude, and it's just like, oh my god, there's so many quotables, and it's just like, and he's not the best rapper.
No.
Like, no one's ever considered Cudi the best rapper.
No.
But he makes just great sounds.
Dude.
He did things with music I've never heard before.
So back to Kids See Ghosts. I don't want to derail you, but like me and my brother, we were sitting on the beach, and I was just like, "How
Grab my
come
wallet.
I'm so reborn? I'm moving." I was like, "Dude, that's so catchy. It's unfair." I was like, "That's gonna be in my
Yeah.
head the rest of my day, man."
Dude, you're in your deathbed. And so,
And then he's like,
Dude, I was like,
last
favorite
words. Then he does
Andrew.
a, then yo, then
So
then he
awesome.
then he hits you with a,
Dude, what
and
do
you're
you
like,
think? What do
and
you
then
say?
Kanye comes in with a minimalistic beat, and he's just
Right.
rapping, and you're just like, and he's talking about like, people killing people in like Chicago, and I'm like, yo, where's this Kanye
Right.
been?
What's going on?
And then
man?
I'm so reborn,
Dude,
and
I
then
was
it just
so
and you're just
into it.
like, oh my god,
yeah, man. But you're right.
I'm
though.
so free.
Dude.
Oh my, love it.
Well,
Dude.
Ghost Town is definitely probably my favorite song of the summer so far. There's still a lot of new music to be released. Apparently, I heard there's like a new Neo album or something like that.
Oh,
but
dude.
but,
I listened to
where's
that
Neo
yesterday.
been?
yeah.
No, dude, his new album.
Actually,
Dude, it's
whoa,
so,
was
it's
when
really
was
good.
his last album? Like 2003?
No, whoa, 2000 Red album came out. That's my girlfriend's like all-time favorite artist.
His girlfriend's.
See, this is why this
No,
guy's
no,
on the show.
'cause-
He'll tell you all
Because
about it.
I also love
See?
Neo as well.
Yeah,
but
you
she's
just
like
own up to it.
she's a bigger fan than me. No, he knows I love R&B over rap for me.
Oh, me too.
Like
me too.
his last album I think was the Red album that came out in 2013. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, he was more relevant more recently than I thought.
See, but the thing is, he writes for a lot of people.
Does he?
Yes, he's
Pretty cool.
he's more of a writer. Beyonce, Rihanna, like anyone popular. If you check out song credits, you might see his name on there. Usher, especially. Sometimes Chris Brown. Like he's like T-Pain. Like when he fell off, we just didn't hear music from him, but we heard his sound in other places.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It's weird when they fall off. You think they just kind of disappear, but they're still very much in
Behind
it
the
most of
scenes.
Time. Yeah.
sometimes that pays better money because the funniest thing about this streaming industry, people are getting paid less now than they ever been before.
That's why I got to merch up, do the shows.
Tour.
That's what it's
That's
all
why
about.
people are killing themselves doing these tours.
Mm-hmm.
They're going on like 80 city tours, and they're burned out, and then they got to do a new album.
Right.
And they're like, dude, what? It's
Maintain the rock star lifestyle, man.
Dude, 2005 to like 2009, you sold 1 million first week. That was 1 million hard copies.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see them doing 300,000 first week, hard copies 80,000. It's like, bro, that's a flop, and that's considered
and they're not making any money off of the streaming. Is that correct?
minimal. It's like
Minimal.
minimal, bro. It's like these artists are like dying out here, and it's like weird, like how it just flipped like that. Like streaming broke the whole industry. That's why I think the movie industry is so lucky, because you still got to get asses in their seats.
Yeah, you still
and
need
they
to,
still get them in
you
the
still
seats.
need the resources to make movies, man. And
Yeah.
but it's just like the market's oversaturated with musicians because not anybody can do it, but you have the resource
You
for
can
it now.
upload it right to SoundCloud.
That's why, if you're young right now and you're listening to this or whatever, like, and you're trying to be either a stand-up comic or be a musician, got respect for you, man, because there's just so many people now that are
hard.
doing that. It's tough, man.
Especially
I mean,
because
to-
it's saturated market.
Yeah.
To go the other way though, there's so much competition for everything now because there's so many people.
Yeah, but I'd say
Yeah,
music
absolutely.
significantly more, man. Like,
I think there's a higher, less likely of a payoff. But if you pay off, you pay off, and you make
huge, man. Yeah,
know?
you gotta take the gamble.
And
But,
it's a shame that sometimes people who are not as talented just blow up because they do dumb shit online that just goes viral.
Yeah, man. That's a combination that's worked, dude. And what's crazy is that other people try and take that and make it work, yo. And it creates like this weird culture. But back to Kids See Ghost. The whole thing you were talking about, I think both of you guys were talking about nostalgia. How a lot of that appeal is like it kind of makes you get an aftertaste for the classic stuff that you liked by Kid Cudi and Kanye West. And to even further that, they had Takashi Palm, the guy who
yeah,
made
you
the
see that,
graduation.
right?
Yeah, the guy who made the graduation album cover. Also, he was the animation director for not Akira, but for Good Morning, the music video. Obviously, the guy who created the Kanye West bear, he made the cover for that album.
What, did you recognize that the Kanye West bear was on the cover?
No, I
The
saw.
bear's on the cover, and the other side is Kid Cudi's fox.
Well, then
Oh, really?
I gotta look at it again because I saw the ghost on the cloud, and then I saw this little young bull down the corner.
He's
This
supposed to
little-
represent the bear.
Oh, okay. I gotta check him out again, probably the ears and stuff. But
Because
yeah,
I remember that picture in 2008 or 9 was him, Cudi, and Kanye all took that picture.
yeah,
And I'm just like, dude, that it was like almost like a full circle. It was like,
Right.
dude, we finally, like 10 years later, and everything finally came full circle.
yeah, man. I don't know. I was happy with it. I'm very happy. The vibe for this
Do you
summer
want
so
more
far.
songs, or are you cool with the 7?
I'm cool with the 7, man. Again, like I prefer quality over quantity. I really
I
liked
agree.
Ye, man. I like the second track on Ye, and I like the last
Yikes.
track.
I like
Yikes
Yikes.
was so. I loved Yikes, man.
Dude, and the fact that Kanye
You're making me
produced,
make me want to listen to it on the way home.
bro, and Kanye produced every song on Push's album, on his album.
That album was so good.
Bro, dude, when
So
that diss track
good.
dropped in Germany, dude, it was 7
If
in
you
it
know,
was
you
4
know.
in the morning.
If you know, you
I
know.
love that song.
I listen to that.
If you
almost
know,
every
you
day.
know.
That and
I didn't listen to this, man.
What's the other song? he
Infrared?
has? No, it's
What would Meek
Kanye's
do?
featured on it.
What would Meek do?
Yeah, dude.
That shit
So good.
slaps, bro.
So yo,
in one month, Kanye produced, I think, Push's album, 7 songs, all Kanye. Kids See Ghost, 7 songs, all Kanye. There's Ye, 7 songs, all Kanye. So right now we're at 21 songs. Tiana Taylor. Tiana Taylor, is that her name? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Tiana Taylor. 7 songs. Her album comes out next Friday. 7 songs. So now we're at
Kanye
28.
produced all those songs.
Kanye produced all the songs. 28. Nas album comes out this Friday.
I didn't know
Scorpion.
that.
All produced by Kanye.
Wait,
7
really?
songs.
Nas has an album coming out.
Friday. All produced by Kanye.
Yeah,
And,
I
and
songs.
Incredibles too. This is the
Yo,
best weekend
yo,
ever.
I feel
Oh,
so,
bro.
I feel so corny. All I've been thinking about was Scorpion coming out.
Scorpion.
Drake's album.
Oh, bro. Drake's.
Yeah.
What? Okay, hold on.
Hey, man, listen.
Hold on. Hold on.
Hey,
All
listen. I ain't gonna listen on Friday. I'll get to it maybe over the weekend, but I'm not checking for it.
Hold on. At the expense of retreading already familiar ground, I know nothing about the beef. I didn't listen to any of the tracks, so I know you have like bullet points and stuff. If you don't want to explain it, I'll look it up later. But like, what is the tall and skinny of this whole issue, man?
So the tall and skinny was infrared.
Infrared.
Infrared. Pusha T comes at Drake, has all these disses on there solely at Drake. Drake comes back with was it Duppy Freestyle? Duppy Freestyle, where he he claps back or
More so at Kanye than
fires
Pusha.
back. Yeah, he basically was just like I help Kanye out, and he's
Drake is saying this?
Yeah. He's like,
Drake said
All right, go ahead.
he
Take it
said he said I helped Kanye for 30 hours. That's a song.
Yeah.
I helped him for 30 hours
Last album.
just to see Father stretch his hands and get it from me.
Okay, so he's talking about the last album. Yeah.
He's talking about those two songs. But this beef has been going on since 2012.
Yeah, Exodus was
Exodus 23:1. That's a fire song, bro.
But yeah, it basically started. Did it start at that point, or was it beforehand?
It was rough at that point because Pusha always had beef with Birdman and Lil Wayne. So Pusha's just been throwing jabs consistently, like.
Yeah.
And he said in Infrared, he says it sounded like Nas, but it came from Quentin, saying that when that whole ghostwriting allegation was going on. So Drake was like, "All right, man, I'm gonna give you the smoke."
And he's basically like, you're not even top 5 in your label. He said that you're all washed up. He basically was there was an interview way back when I think he did Cribs way back when he was an actor in Degrassi, and he had a Clips mic, signed by Clips, and he basically like the signature's off now.
Yeah.
Like it rubbed off. It's like it's old. It's washed up.
Yeah.
And so what the fuck does
and
Pusha
then-
T do?
Wait, hold on. And then Drake also said, "You acting like you sold dope for Escobar in the '80s when you were in New York, selling to college kids with Mercedes." And I was like, damn. So
My brother
Pusha's
told me
like,
about that line.
and that's my favorite line. I'm like, damn, that's slick.
You
So
can
then
say,
Drake
you
said,
can say what he said, but let me tell you, Pusha T at this
"Oh, you're
point
missing one more crucial part."
Well, okay, I'm just gonna tell you the whole diss track. He fucking comes for his livelihood, his life. He comes for his life.
Yeah. So Drake said one of the last bars in the song. He says, "I'm gonna make it ring on you, like gun. I'll make it ring on you like Virginia Williams." Virginia Williams is Pusha T's wife.
Dang.
So, as we know from classic rap battle, it will stay clean unless you bring in wife or kids, right? So Pusha's like, all right, cool. Somehow Pusha found a picture of Drake that no one's seen before from 10 years ago, the blackface.
Yeah, I seen that.
So there was that. And
That
he
was the cover.
called it Story of Adion, which is like Adonis and Adidas or something like that. I don't even know what's going on.
And it's on
This
it's
man-
a sample of the story of OJ off of Jay-Z's album.
Bro, would
Yeah.
you like to hear
You know
it?
that song?
You want to hear it be played right now?
I'll hear a little bit of it.
would.
Yeah,
All
let's go for it, man. I mean, I'll
I gotta-
hear a little bit.
I
of
gotta-
it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I'd
gotta
love to see
find
your
it real
reaction.
Yeah, I would
It's
love to see
pretty-
your reaction.
Honestly, when I first heard it, I was listening just for the reply, but
Yeah.
it made my jaw drop. Literally, I was just like, "Holy shit!"
Bro, and then he calls Drake's dad a deadbeat, and he says, we're just
Just
gonna
listen to
just
it.
gonna let
Just
him hear
listen
it.
to it. I'm not gonna speak for the entire time that we listen to
Dude,
this.
because it was so. People are like, "Oh, that's so disrespectful." It's like, bro, don't say my girl's name. Keep her out of it, and it'll stay clean.
The reference is going over my head. What did he mean? I'm gonna make it ring on you. That he was gonna.
Well, because he put a ring on Virginia Williams' finger.
Oh.
Right? So fiance now gonna be his wife.
Okay.
And the fact that, do you got service? Because I have none.
Maybe.
You may not. This is probably a dead zone, so I might have to come back to this.
Yeah, so might have to come
Okay,
back
well,
to it.
do you want us to spoil it for you?
Go for it. I mean, I know that so I kind of know the big reveal that
Yeah.
he has a son, but I don't know the
Yeah.
context in which that was revealed.
He basically was just like,
Ties it in, man. He did a whole 360. That shit was crazy. Because he's saying,
He said you were hiding a child. Like Adonis is your son.
bro, he said, I'll never forget these bars. He says, you are hiding a child. Let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing Border Patrol. And I'm like, yo.
What did he say? He says something goes, that's real. What
He
the
said,
fuck?
he said, forget that she's a porn star. Let her be your world. And we're like, wait a minute.
'cause-
What's going on? And then people are like, oh, Drake's. And then TMZ tried to report, oh, he's not a really deadbeat. He's paying for his child, like supporting child. It's like, one, that doesn't make him a deadbeat. Not being in your child's life. If you're just supporting them financially and you're not in their life, call it spade a spade, you're a deadbeat. And the woman, the mother, she also tweeted out, like, back in November, she said, oh, Drake's such a deadbeat father. So if she's saying that, the woman that is the mother of your child is saying that, who the hell is everyone else to say, oh, he's paying for it, he's not a deadbeat? You don't know shit. But
That's
we
crazy.
don't know shit.
That's crazy
But if
because
I'm going off her word.
up until this point, I thought Drake was pretty much untouched.
Untouchable. He got through so many, like,
I think that's what everyone thought.
and dude, Pusha, and like, oh man, I never seen this happen before. Where he
Oh,
said,
he's the
he
wrong
said,
fucking person
and
to
he
start a
said,
rap feud with.
he said, your father left you at 5, and you talk about, and you're always with him, and he's a deadbeat, and yet your mother is single, and somehow you're winning, but she's still losing. And then he said, because of how you're treating your son, is the way that your father treated you is the reason why you're treating your son the way that you're treating him.
That's deep.
And I'm like, and he said in the beginning of the song, he says, drug dealing aside, ghostwriting aside, let's have a heart and talk about your pride.
Dang.
Starts the song off like that, bro. And then he came for his producer. So 40 has.
Oh my god,
40
I forgot about that
This
part.
guy has
and-
multiple sclerosis, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. So he says in the song, he said 40 hunched over making beats like he 80, and I'm like,
It's like
I
that
was like,
boy
ooh.
is 666.
yeah. He said tick tick tick. How long he got that man? That boy is 666.
That's Jack.
He said, I got the devil flow, 666, like Drake's 666 thing. And I was like, bro, I said, this is insane. I was like, this is crazy. Because like I said, I thought this man was untouchable. No one was ever going to get him. And he got.
Everyone's got their time.
Dude, he got. And I'd never seen a
wonder
rap
if
battle go
anything-
from rap song. Drake had to release a statement about the blackface and hasn't put
he
out
really-
anything.
I
he
saw it was
really
serious on
doubles
World's
back.
Yeah.
I wonder if anything on Scorpion's gonna touch upon this.
I heard this one
What was
guy.
the context of that, though? Why was he wearing blackface? For Degrassi?
No, because he was trying to represent how African Americans are portrayed in a light where,
fucking
you know,
knows?
which I understand his message and I get it, but you're a black man. You don't need to do blackface.
That is kind of weird. Why
That's
would he do
weird.
that?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then Pusha says that's why you don't know if you're black or you're white,
Interesting.
and you're doing the blackface. And it's like, yo, he was
see,
cutting
they,
this
They
man.
got him with that.
Like, he was
That's
cutting
the perfect
this man.
picture for that too.
And it's over the story of OJ beat, and that beat is just smooth. And he kept cutting the part where he says, he's like, my skin is, instead of saying black, said my skin is yellow, and it's like, and it kept just repeating that part, my skin is yellow,
Jacked up.
and I was like, I'm like, dude, I was like, and I was in Germany, I didn't even have sleep yet. We just came back from the bar, and this song drops, and I'm like, whoa, what is this? And we're listening to it, sleep deprived, and I'm like, oh my god,
Dude.
like Drake is getting killed.
Yikes, man.
And I listened to this one podcaster, and he says, Drake, because you did not respond back, we don't want to hear no sneak dissing. We don't want to hear anything you have to say about any other rapper. It better be just about yourself
Honestly,
and women.
because now at this point everyone knows that someone got him, and now
Yeah.
he'll forever, no matter who he tries to attack.
You can't
They
say
can always come back with this
anything.
now. They can always come back.
You
with it.
can't say anything. I thought I just had it, but
I'm sorry,
might
man.
not have it.
I will
Dude,
listen
it's
to
like
it.
you can't say anything at all, because it's like, bro, it's like if you're gonna clap back at Lil Uzi Vert, but you won't clap back at the guy who literally just barred you to death. It's like, bro, you're in the wrong sport.
Man, I didn't
You're in
know
the
it was-
wrong
it
sport.
was that
You got
serious
your
out
Drakes and you got your J. Coles, you know. Then there's everyone else in between.
Bro, and that's here we go.
here. Okay. Yep. This is Pusha T.
This is Pusha T.
All right.
It's about to be a surgical summer.
Surgical Summer.
Chop the tops off the coops. The 400.
It's funny because I just got like transported into there for a second.
Right?
I was ready to like.
You're ready to die.
Yeah.
And then it just stopped. Oh well.
It just sounds like
I'll let it load. Hopefully we get it, and then
Yeah.
we'll revisit it.
It just sounds like a song that's just a straight death machine, just designed to be
Dude,
disrespectful.
that beat is just. I don't know how to explain, man. That's like one of my favorite songs. The story of OJ, that song period, is like just a great rap song.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Jay-Z fan, so just like Pusha, just using that is like, damn.
I know, man.
I don't even know what to say to that.
What's going on with Jay-Z? Isn't there something going on with him? Or?
He's on the Run tour with Beyonce.
Oh, okay.
Part 2.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think them and Guns N' Roses were in Berlin when I was out there.
It's crazy.
Really?
He had his
Yeah.
run on the top, and now it's his wife's turn.
They just alternate all the time. Like, it's like,
I feel like he's taking a
crazy.
back seat. Not that he doesn't want that. It's just,
I think so too.
I think he's kind of done.
I
mean,
I wouldn't say done, but I'd say his wife is more prominent now in pop culture.
Oh, I think has been maybe.
Beyonce?
Dude, Beyonce's been arguably the queen for a good decade now.
Dang. I'd say it's either like her or Kim Kardashian, which is like the female symbol of American media.
She was just on a Celebrity Family Feud the other day. It was the West Family.
I saw
No.
tidbits of that.
Dude, it was actually really funny.
Was it?
It was the West Family versus the Kardashians,
Okay.
and she was on the West side, and it was actually a really funny episode. And dude, Kanye just looked healthy. He was smiling the whole time.
Yeah.
He was cracking jokes. I'm just like, see, this is why people need to stop saying you're sick, just because they're tweeting something that you don't agree with. They're like, oh, he's fucked up. He's sick in the head. It's like,
There
dude.
definitely was a point where he was going through a lot of
He
stuff.
was,
though.
and he admitted that he was. He said, bipolar. Dude, he's one of the most creative people. We know people who are like really creative. They go through some stuff.
Yeah.
We've seen it with Cudi, Kurt Cobain, Freddie Mercury.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the list can go on. And John
Right.
Lennon, like, well, he was killed, but you know what I'm saying? Like people who are super creative, like Jimi Hendrix, Elvis Presley, like Michael
Yeah.
Jackson.
My brother and I
shit like this
we were
happens.
talking about this exact same thing. We saw that trailer where he was like just smiling, like he was cheesing hard, like on that
Cheesy.
show, and we were just laughing. We were like, man, like that's got to be so funny. But
Yeah.
I've said this before, I think on this podcast, people get upset at Kanye West for saying crazy things. We're like, that's technically his job, right? So like the whole slavery is a choice thing. That thing is very controversial, right?
Yeah.
And obviously he was super insensitive in what he said, and the guy at TMZ addressed him, and he addressed him properly.
Yeah,
I
he
think
did.
that was like the best response I've
I
ever
think
seen.
Kanye, the way that it came out wrong with how Kanye went.
That's what I was about to say. On the same side, I know what he was trying to say. And that's
Yeah.
not me defending him.
Yeah.
Like that's me saying that like he's trying to be like, yo, mental slavery is a choice. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Don't let
yes.
anybody tell you what to do.
And
know?
when he said there was more of us than there was of them, I understood what he meant. It's
Right.
like, because then he said it's like it's like at this point there's more of you than them. It's like you want to be a slave. So I get what he was saying with that. It's just his tone and how he said
Right.
it came off. People were like, what?
I guess I get
Yeah.
what you're saying. Like,
And he was also at the wrong place to say that.
he-
TMZ was just gonna be like,
Yeah, seriously.
Like-
he seems like I mean, I think we all know him as the type of person that would die for his convictions. you
George
know?
Bush doesn't care about black people. That's the
Yeah.
prime example right there,
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of a hurricane relief broadcast.
bro, said that nationally.
No, honestly though, it's like, are we surprised that he said that?
Yeah,
That's
and
that's
so-
my whole thing. Is like people get mad at him, and I'm just like, dude, his job is to be controversial. His job is to go on to Ellen and be like the Medici family and get all crazy. You know,
Yeah.
like it's part of his character. Is he nuts? Is he sick? I don't know. No, none of us will ever really know.
Yeah.
Like that's my whole thing.
Like, and if the man says that he was sick and he's good now, let it be that.
Then let it be
it's like,
that.
why do you have to deep dive into it? Like he even said he stopped taking his medication because he gained 50 pounds and took lipo.
The liposuction.
And so
I
he
was
said
what?
I took lipo because all of you would make fun of me, and like I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. Like, that's crazy.
it's
Because
kinda-
it's true.
It's kind of sad.
Because they would say something about him because he's gaining weight, and it's
Oh,
like,
man.
what kind of like culture are we like surrounding ourselves in? And it's just like,
Yeah, it's the price of being famous. It seems like.
right.
I
Right.
personally would never know, but
Yeah, and none of us probably. I mean, we just want to be, but
Kid Cudi was going nuts. You know.
he almost killed himself.
Yeah, he was about to self harm. That was
Yeah.
pretty dark, man.
And if we lost him, do you know how much imprint he has on the music game today?
Yeah, man.
And the funny thing is, he didn't know that. He had to be told that
Mm-hmm.
because he was like, why is no one fucking with me, but everyone's like taking my sound?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, no, we love you.
Yeah.
It's like we reverend you.
Famous people get like that sometimes.
And it's
I had a friend I was talking to about. Did you? I mean, I'm not a Marilyn Manson fan, but did you hear or see like?
I know one song.
The
by
Marilyn
him.
Manson like a breakdown that he had recently. So he was up on stage, and he was playing a song, and he just stopped the song like mid song, and he goes,
Was talking.
No, he just goes. He goes, you guys having a good time? Like everybody's having a good time? Yeah, yeah. You know, it's like a crazy kind of rock concert, like it's like demon, like gore kind of.
Yeah.
And he just goes, he's like, we're not gonna continue until you guys like tell me that you love me. And people are like, what? And he's like, say it. You have to mean it. Like, tell me that you love me. And he's just like, you guys gotta say it. And people are like, what? Like, what's going on? And he like walked away and just stopped the concert.
Yeah, man. It's like,
Jeez.
it's like we won't ever understand that because we're not putting that limelight like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's a human at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does something good, he's getting minimal praise. But if he does something crazy, people are like, oh, Marilyn Manson doing this dumb shit again. It's like, it's like, why is everyone like hating me? Because then you have people. This troll culture on the internet is the worst.
It's
It's
piranha.
cancerous.
It's piranha. It's ruthless. They go at the weakest parts and they just bite. That's what it is.
And
Yeah.
then people latch, and it latches, and it's like, dude, and it's like no one likes that feeling of being disliked.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So when you're putting yourself on a global, like, stage, and it feels like a million people hate you, and they don't even know you,
Right.
bro, it's like, damn. It's like,
And we're not.
so, and like, I don't condone like self-harm at all,
Right.
but it's like I understand why these people are doing that.
Right.
That's a dark spot to be in.
We're totally not saying, oh, boo-hoo famous people too, right? Oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got this money, poor you. But
Yeah.
really, like, your mental game is a whole nother thing. Like,
Whole
that's
nother game.
beyond your money, you know?
But look at Robin Williams, man. He had all that money, and he,
Bourdain, bro.
oh, dude, that hurt me, man.
Wow,
And
that's
Bourdain.
that's super recent, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that was Monday.
See, I never really.
Sunday?
It's everyone seemed to know him so well.
I knew him
never
from one
watched
cooking
him,
show.
listened to him. Like I didn't know anything about the guy, honestly.
Bro, dude, he's
embarrassingly, seems like
Just
he was
he's like a Steve Irwin, just an ultimate humanitarian. Someone who would go out of their own box and learn about culture and sit and talk to people and hear the stories. Like, just that's all he did, and you know that just resonated with people. And it's like it's a good teaching lesson
Right.
and stuff like that. And you know,
Dude,
out of nowhere,
completely out of nowhere.
out of nowhere,
Left field.
And then the woman, I don't know who the woman was. 2 days before
I was
him.
hoping you'd remember. I don't mean to be insensitive.
Oh,
I
the
can't
Kate
remember her
Spade
name.
woman.
I don't know
Yeah.
who she was.
Yeah, she
I
was
heard the
that-
name and
she was the creator or president of Kate Spade, something like that.
I don't, is that fashion? I don't.
It is.
I don't know
it's like
much.
it's like wallets and purses and shit
like
like
Vera Bradley.
that. Maybe I think they do
like that.
shoes. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
It's a women's brand.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I saw the name when I saw Twitter. Like I was like, damn, I feel bad because I don't know who this is. But then when I saw the Bourdain, I was like, damn, I was
Crazy,
like,
dude.
jeez,
Crazy.
like, that one was kind of crazy.
It's one of those times, man. You know? It's just like you said, just because you're famous, that doesn't fix your problems, man.
Yeah.
Money doesn't fix anything,
I
really.
get what you're saying though, in that you're not saying boo-hoo about famous people having problems, but you are saying that kind of like we talked about with cultural things, how people don't understand. People, like, if you're not from that culture, you didn't experience it, you'll never know exactly
Yeah.
how it feels. Same thing goes with celebrities.
Yeah, man. Bro, they got camera. Dude, imagine leaving your house and you just have 50 people you don't know who they are outside your door just snapping pictures of you, and you can't slip up one time. You can't say the wrong thing. You can't do something stupid. Like you got to be on top of your game 24/7. That is exhausting. You know what I mean? Like, dude, think about it. Even like when you go for like let's say like a job interview, you're getting spruced up and like, you kind of have to put a front on a little bit. You have to act out a character so you can land a job. Then after that, you're just like fuck,
Take this
damn.
off, yeah.
Like, get this thing off.
That's what
me,
people
man.
don't understand. Like, performers, I hate to ruin the magic, but most of the time it's a character. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Most of the time they know what sells and they know how to act, and, like, that's not them 24/7, man.
No,
Like, they just
dude.
want to put on a T-shirt, go to McDonald's, and get a quarter
Chill,
pounder
they
and just be
wanna
left
chill.
alone, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You ever
That's why you
wonder,
see a
like-
lot of them start writing. They just rather write and not be in the spotlight because that is
Right.
like demoralizing.
Because you can't go outside anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I heard a crazy thing that, like, every time Kanye West, like, was wearing something as simple as like a Hanes shirt, like people would see the picture and research it online and be like, you can get the Hanes shirt at Walmart, and like Walmart would instantly sell out of like whatever he was wearing, even if it was just like whatever, dude, like Fruit of the Loom, like sweatpants or something like that. Like it would instantly sell out. You know, there's so much that baggage that comes with that,
And
dude.
He could be one of the most influential people of our generation.
He is for sure, man. I think that he could be president of the United States. I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud that the American people would pick somebody based on celebrity status, but it's happened, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, he could totally be president.
You think he would do a good job, though? Because I don't.
No way,
I don't know.
What experience do you have
It'd
for
be
foreign
idiocracy.
relations? Unless the nations that seek to harm us are Kanye West fans, and just out of respect, they comply.
Hey,
That's the most you can wish
Ye
for.
was #1 in 90 countries.
There
so,
you go,
know what
man.
I mean?
So that could be upside. People
Hey,
are just
that could
fans.
help,
You bring
but-
peace to the world through music, man. That's a poetic destiny. But I do want to shift gears into E3. A lot of stuff was revealed, man. A lot of craziness.
Did I tell you that I bought a Switch?
Did you? You caved.
For what reason?
Oh man, it's gonna be the dumbest reason too.
Smash Bros.
No, bro. I saw that Mario Tennis trailer and I was like,
The Mario Tennis one?
Yeah,
Didn't he have like an
it's-
Infinity Gauntlet? Like,
Nah,
was
he was
fake.
playing Rock.
That was sped comedy.
it was. I saw it today, but it looks so real.
What's going on, bud?
All right, Sped. I wonder if he actually made that. I thought it was like an actual thing in the game.
That's
I'm so
where I
dumb.
saw it on
I'm
his
so
account.
dumb, dude.
Nah.
But no, Mario Tennis
Bro,
got you.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Mario Tennis.
Okay.
Bro, when Mario Tennis, do you remember for the Game Boy? Mario
Um,
Tennis World Tour, I think, or Power Tour.
Mhm.
Bro, I played that till the cartridge didn't even run anymore.
Really? You like Mario Tennis that much?
It was
Can
so
never
good.
get
I
into it.
love
Mario
tennis.
Me
or
neither.
Mario Golf.
just
Or
so
baseball,
fun.
Mario baseball.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah,
what's this
yeah.
all about?
Or
Mario's-
soccer. I didn't understand soccer either.
Oh, the Mario Strikers.
Strikers?
For GameCube.
Excuse me, strikers.
Oh, dude, that game was fun. But
Well, of
dude,
course.
so I bought it.
And?
I bought the Switch.
You happy with it?
Oh, dude, it's the fact that I can like. So I usually game in a chair like this, right? Then I'm like, damn, I don't feel like playing PlayStation in bed. My TV's on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
Oh, poor
And
you.
it's like, it's a 44, it's
Uh-huh.
4K, whatever, humble brag. But, I can't really relax because I got to squint sometimes and wear my glasses. I can get the Switch right here.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
Play a AAA title, Zelda.
Yeah, bro.
Zelda, right here on my lap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dock it, I'm out. The next morning, it's like, I might want to take this on a train. Doop, take it off. I'm right where I left off.
Honestly, I've been so busy, I haven't had the time to really look at E3 trailers. And on top of that, I just don't really play video games like I used to. But Kingdom Hearts 3, man. Like, I was watching trailer after trailer.
Let
of
me
that.
show you. Let me show
Let me
you.
let me just say something.
Did you see-
the Pirates of the Caribbean trailer? Of course.
Yeah.
I watched it in my bed. Let me tell you something. Today I came into work. You know what the first thing I did is clocked in, checked my emails, and then I took out my laptop and I bought the $250 special edition one. That's it, bro. That's it. I've been waiting since 2005. You think I'm gonna go for any
Oh my
less? They're
God,
like, do you
has
want
it
the
been-
deluxe edition?
I'm
I
buying
was like,
the
deluxe
console,
premium.
boy.
Has
Boy,
it really
come
been
on,
since
bro.
2005?
That's
Yo,
Kingdom Hearts
I'm
2.
gonna show you this.
Oh my
I'm gonna
God.
show you
Kingdom
this
Hearts
right
2.
here.
I'm surprised they're bringing back Pirates of the Caribbean.
This
Drop bread on
This
it,
is
man.
a goddamn.
That's beautiful.
That's a
That's
video
beautiful.
game.
That
No,
is
dude,
beautiful.
I saw that. I was like, this is crazy.
I was like, is that from the movie?
Yeah,
Because
man.
it literally looked from the movie.
Right.
You know, I'm just excited that Monsters Inc. is
Look
in
at
it.
that
Yeah.
water.
Like,
I'm
that's
so
my
excited for
fucking
that.
movie, dude.
Now I'm just glad Pirates of the Caribbean's back.
My worry
Why
is
though? Like, why
'cause
are they
you
back?
see, ready-
What,
so-
movie, what Pirates of the Caribbean movie has
Throwing
been out
through.
recently?
Dead Man's Chest. When
Damn, one came out last summer.
Oh, really? They're
God.
still going on?
4.
Oh, it was
No,
really good.
this isn't
It was
4.
really good, bro. Stranger Tides.
It was
Stranger Tides. No. Dead Men Walk. What was it called? Dead Men
Whatever.
Tell No
There's
Tales.
Pirates. There's dead people.
Dead Men Tell No Tales.
4 was the one without the crew. It was just Jack Sparrow and
Yeah,
that
and
girl
with
and the
the- with
mermaids.
the mermaids.
And then this new one was Barbossa comes back. I don't want to spoil anything, but
I'm not gonna
Phenomenal.
not good for Barbossa, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
and then
so
and then at
good.
the end,
His daughter.
at the end, there's a nice big reveal at the end.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see that world is back in
Well,
Kingdom
this one
Hearts.
takes place at World's End, the third movie.
So who do we?
That's my
So-
favorite one.
So I
bro.
saw the
That's
boat
my
flying in
favorite
the
one.
sand in the
I
afterlife.
was like,
Yeah.
let's go.
I
So
love the
let's
third
just
movie.
let's just get
Let's do a deep
down
dive.
all the world.
I watched
Wait,
every
wait,
single
wait,
E3.
so-
I watched it live. I watched the prosket. I watched the replay of the past 4 days.
So we got Monsters Inc.,
Yep.
Toy Story,
Tangled.
Tangled,
Mhm.
Pirates of the Caribbean,
Frozen.
Hercules,
Yep.
Frozen. Am I missing any?
There's
There's
definitely
probably gonna be at least 2 more.
there's definitely gonna be Agrabah.
do you think
Really?
they're gonna? Do you think
What
they're
makes you
gonna
think
bring
that?
Tron back?
Drama's a cool
it's-
world.
it's
I
gonna
like
That's
be-
my favorite world.
Here's what it's gonna be. There's probably gonna be an arcade in Travistown, and like you probably
Wreck-It
like
Ralph,
walk into the
or is he
arcade,
just summon.
and you probably like go to like
He's a
an
summon.
arcade machine, and you come in. Yeah, Ratatouille seems to be like a summon,
Yo,
or he's probably something.
Incredibles.
I don't think there's gonna be Incredibles
Nah,
world.
it's
This
too
is
soon.
this is what I want. I want Moana. It's probably not gonna happen. This would if this happened in Kingdom Hearts 3, like I'd cry.
Star Wars.
Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet was in it.
That's not a Disney movie.
I'd
way.
freak
It's not
out.
a Disney
that
movie.
was
That's Disney.
No, it's not DreamWorks. Trust me, it broke my heart. I
I'm telling
researched
you.
this like a month ago.
Hold up, for real?
Go on your phone.
I'm an idiot.
You're the only one that has Wi-Fi
I'm
right now.
embarrassed, man. I'm an idiot, man.
I think it's DreamWorks.
That's
That's
like,
one of my favorite
I'm
movies
actually
ever.
kind of eager to prove you guys wrong on this one.
All right.
Let me.
No,
Hold up,
actually,
bro.
it is Disney. It's Disney.
I don't think
no,
so.
it's Disney.
Treasure Planet.
DreamWorks is Prince of Egypt. Treasure Planet tanked for Disney, but
I
that
think
was
it
when
was-
they were fighting with Pixar.
You might be right.
That's when they
I
were
remember
fighting
it
with
did
Pixar.
tank, and that movie's one of the
and-
best movies ever.
Uh,
What does it say?
production company Walt Disney Pictures.
Yes, I knew it.
So what am
Yes.
I thinking of?
I
What
don't know.
was the movie by DreamWorks? After that.
El
one.
Dorado.
El Dorado.
After that.
There's El Dorado, Prince of Egypt.
Talking about 2D
and
animated one or
Ants.
CG one?
No. That's 1999. We're saying 2005.
Dude, A Bug's Life. That could be in this game.
2001.
I'd freak out.
Bugs Life.
Bugs
would be
Life already
cool.
was.
Where?
in Kingdom Hearts?
Where?
Cuz
You
no
might be
way.
right. Yeah,
dog.
you're right.
No
I
way,
thought it
dog.
was.
I
I
want-
thought it was in
I
birth.
want
I thought it was in
Lilo-
Birth by Sleep.
I remember
I want
that.
Lilo and Stitch to come back. I know it wasn't one of the like PSP games or something.
It was
like
on
that,
Birth by
but-
Sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I would love it in.
And Aqua got possessed by Xehanort? Son, she came out the portal and was like, "You're too late." I was like, "Come on,
Hold on.
bro."
Time out. We gotta talk about something.
Okay, let's talk about it.
The original music that's in Kingdom Hearts, that song that they played during the trailer, I was welling
The new
behind my eyes.
song
I
they
didn't
have is
like it,
awesome.
man.
Dude, I did. I
It
did.
was too soft, bro.
That's
That's what it always was.
No,
Or-
Sanctuary's like, I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And yeah, but then we have
futures will cry. And it plays in
yeah,
reverse.
That stuff's tough, but like this is too sad. I know this is
Bro,
the
'cause
last
it's the
game in
end.
the arc. Yeah, I know this is the last game in the arc. Tetsuya Nomura says there's gonna be another arc, probably not with Sora, but like it's too soft for me. I hope there's a remix like they have.
Bro.
I mean,
Dude,
dude,
what about
it's
Riku with
Disney
his second
characters.
form, with his darkness? I was
That's-
like, whoa,
oh, yeah,
whoa.
he's just hanging out with himself.
And then Kari
Yeah,
with
casually.
what's his name? Is it
no, Axel. He was like, "I like your haircut." I was like, "Is there some sexual tension going on here?" That's my first
I was
question.
Yo, this is
I was like-
a fucking Disney video
There's
game.
romance in it though.
Yeah, but not
Yeah.
nothing sexual.
The romance could be that way.
Get that- get your head out of the
Bro,
That's
that
how-
console looked beautiful though.
Ah,
The
listen,
one that they
man.
showed at the Sony one,
Yeah.
Oh, is there like a special Kingdom Hearts console?
Pro Ter.
It's coming out on Xbox One. I know that for a fact. Which I'm excited
Nah,
about.
this is a PlayStation. This is for the PlayStation, bro.
No.
He got an Xbox though, so it's just like
I understand,
It's-
but
but
it's
it
a
is coming
PlayStation.
out on
this
the
is a
Xbox,
PlayStation.
right?
It's a
It is.
PlayStation
It is.
thing.
So that's all I care about.
Which is fine, but
cool.
this is at bread and butter. If it came out 2 years ago, it wouldn't have been on Xbox. It's the fact that it took so long to come out. Xbox, they got some finagling money
That's
and
fine.
they got
That's
it.
fine, man.
Yeah,
dude.
but
It'll probably play better on the
in
PS4.
January
I won't knock
29th.
it.
I can't wait
You
that
saw
long.
the picture I put up on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh man,
I liked it and
I was like, oh,
retweeted
man.
it. But
January 29th.
that's when it comes out.
people are saying it's gonna get pushed back again, and I think they're right. Here's what happens.
It's done.
This is what happened with Final Fantasy 15. When you build up
Got
the
pushed
hype,
back a month.
when you build up the hype for a game,
Mm-hmm.
and you wait this long,
Yeah.
it's,
better
it's
be-
too much
Yeah, but
pressure.
Final,
Better be
Final
perfect.
Fantasy,
Too much pressure.
Final
Better be
Fantasy gave a
perfect.
good reasoning for it though. They said we felt like it wasn't polished enough. We're just taking an extra 30 days. Boom. I'm cool with that because guess what? That is one of the best games I ever played in my
Yeah,
life.
that game's awesome.
That game is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It looks amazing, and you can see Kingdom Hearts that Pirates of the Caribbean took that straight from 15.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That visuals, I was like, oh my god.
I like how he's hopping out of the water, he's just flying around. I was like, man, is this game gonna be as
And
cool
here-
as I think it is?
Chris Sippel, shout out to Chris. He's funny because when the trailer showed at Square Enix press conference and Microsoft, they had the same trailer, and it heavily showed Frozen. And he's like, man, I don't want to play this bullshit with Frozen.
Yeah.
And I said, for someone who has never played Kingdom Hearts, I would agree with you because this
Right.
looks like trash.
Right.
And that's why Sony saved the Pirates of the Caribbean one with
Right.
all the action.
Right.
Because then Chris was like, yo, let me get that 1.5, 2.5
Right,
remix.
exactly.
Bro, and you know they for $100 you can get it today. The bundle. $100, $99.
Wait, the game?
Yes.
You
Digital.
c-
You can get all the games together and the third game
oh,
will
I
stay
thought you were
locked.
talking about 3.
Yeah, it comes with 3.
But you can't play it
You
today.
can't play, but you can play.
Oh,
You can
okay.
play everything else
That's
on
what
it.
matters, because then I would have to like
Yeah.
buy that right now.
For Xbox or only PS2? 4.
PlayStation.
Excuse me.
PlayStation.
I mean, it is coming out for Xbox
Bro,
One.
Xbox is as of right now. Xbox is the redheaded stepchild.
Xbox has to be included because this release is too big not to include it.
The
Like,
money, like
Yeah.
they spent so much time and resources. They're trying to get as much back
Yeah.
and plus.
Which is cool with me.
Also, there's going to be a bunch of people in the hype train, which I welcome, and I hope they enjoy it. So this is a game for everybody, man. Like, this is really a game for everybody.
And listen, for $100, you get 6 games.
There you
right?
go.
Or
Well, you're talking about
4?
you're talking about both 1.5 bundles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the 0.5 bundles, yeah.
So that's 1, 2, Birth by Sleep, and 3. Oh, so you get 4. You get 4 fully
well, does
fledged
2.8
games.
come with that? With Dream
And
Drop
2.8.
Distance? There you go.
But that's
So
only an hour. 2
that's
hours
the whole
long.
series for $100. Worth it.
Worth it.
I spent too much
Bro,
money.
not gonna lie,
already, man.
I might buy it again if they make it physical, because I want that case.
I'm all about physicals, man. Let's get physical.
It depends on. It depends on one. I'm not gonna buy a physical if it's a standard case. I need.
Yeah.
This needs to be a steelbook. I showed you my Final Fantasy 15. It's a steelbook that's hand drawn.
Yoshido Amano.
Hand drawn.
Yoshido Amano did the art for the original Final Fantasies,
And it's
that's the
beautiful.
yeah, man.
And I have it in my room, and it will never get damaged because it's steelbook.
Isn't it weird to hear how old Sora sounds? Haley Joel Osment, she's got older. He just
Isn't
sounds
it
like
weird
a
that it's
grown
still
man.
Haley Joel Osment? Like,
Who else can you do? I thought for a while that they'd get like some kind of Sora impersonator, but I think people would just pick up
well,
on
Bill
it too
Crystal's
quick.
not doing Mike Wazowski. I picked that up.
Really?
Yeah, I remember Mike Wazowski's voice like in the back. It's
It
embedded in
sounded
my head.
like him.
Sounded like him, wasn't him.
Definitely a Johnny Depp impersonator. I felt like it wasn't exactly there.
See, I was trying to pick it up, but he had the mannerisms and the dialect right.
You think that's Johnny Depp?
I think it might
In
be
this
Johnny
game?
Depp, yeah.
This game's big enough to get an actor.
Well, you gotta
like
also
that.
remember that they were just splicing a lot of audio from like the movies.
I don't know. I don't think that's
So
true.
up until some parts, like some parts. They were.
No, bro. They had a lot of like people that
Dude,
redid
Pirates
the.
of the Caribbean and
The dialogue isn't
Two?
exact. I'm a geek about this, bro. I'm pretty sure you're incorrect on that.
I could be.
But I maybe sound effects, but I'm not sure about like actual dialogue. But I'm excited. One thing I'm worried about is that they won't have enough Final Fantasy in there. I want to see like certain
I
characters.
think
in
I
Final
think they're
Fantasy.
doing that on purpose.
Yeah, because they're trying to market to people. But like Kingdom Hearts is a Final Fantasy Disney crossover, so I'm trying
Yeah.
to see Cecil. I'm trying to see Red 13.
Yeah, that's
I
really
want
what it started
Barrett.
out as,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, I want
We're
King
gonna see,
Noctis in there.
Cloud again.
What? We're gonna see Cloud. We're gonna see Cloud. Aerith
We haven't seen him since
2, right?
1.
2.
Was he in 2?
No, he was in 2. Yeah, if
At the end of the game,
if
but you didn't get
go
to-
to
yeah.
Hollow Bastion, Radiant Gardens. He's there, and he's wearing the Advent Children outfit. I'm too
I
heavy,
remember
bro.
that.
I'm
I
too
remember
heavy.
that.
So do you
I
guys want to
can't
talk
geek
about?
out.
Do you guys want to talk about the other games announced?
Yeah,
I don't
I
really
do.
know about any of their games.
I feel I don't want to alienate Ryan, but
Well,
Well,
here
yeah,
you go.
Talk about it.
Halo Infinite was announced.
Halo 6.
I haven't played.
Yeah.
I haven't
That's
played,
gonna be on PC too.
I haven't
Uh-huh.
played Halo since Halo 4.
Well,
Well, you got a new one coming.
What's the Infinite about?
We don't know
like-
yet. It has a new engine, and that looked. Did you see it?
yeah, I saw the
Man,
trailer
that
for it.
looked lifelike.
It's
I just
crazy.
remember how they like hyped up 3 to be the last
Gears
one.
5.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yeah, and
Yeah, they
like,
did.
Gears
And
5.
Yeah, Gears 5 looked incredible.
New Fallout.
really.
And that's a mystery. No one knows what that
Fallout
even
5?
is.
No, they had their own conference, Bethesda, and they like talked about it.
It's like an all online thing.
You can play it solo. Fallout's cool. It's not my.
Not my bag either. I need,
It's not
I
my
need a
bag.
story. I can't go explore.
I need to. Man, did you see Octopath Travelers,
No, what's that?
the new Square Enix game
No.
made for the Switch,
Nope.
exclusive?
No.
What's that Cyberpunk?
Final Fantasy IV.
That Cyberpunk.
Woo!
game,
Cyberpunk
2077?
2077.
Yeah.
Man, made by CD Projekt Red.
That
made The
looks
Witcher.
cool. That looks cool.
They made The Witcher.
I understand
Bro,
that look cool.
Blade Runner vibes.
They,
Blade Runner vibes and
even,
Player
even
Ready
the
1.
title though, you know,
Yeah, and Ready Player One. I had them vibes. I was just like, ooh.
that's worth it.
Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, that's a long
Did
awaited
you watch
thing.
that?
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't see the whole thing. I saw like a
We're gonna have
glimpse
to
of
watch it after this because man, that is a heavy trailer.
it. Yeah.
They're just pushing it bound. Did you see Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, I did hear about
Another
that.
Sony exclusive. Sorry.
It's okay.
Samurai.
I'm not that
Feudal
invested.
Japan when the
Yeah.
Mongols
I saw that trailer
Or-
a bunch of
are
times.
invading Japan.
Mhm.
Okay.
But I think they lose. I don't really know much about Japan history.
I thought the premise of this game was more fictitious. Like it was more like spiritual kind of stuff.
I think it's like loosely
based on history.
on history, because they did say the Mongols were coming, and I was like, I know that was a thing, and I know they lost.
But that's
so-
supposed to be like a Rockstar style open world samurai game kind of
Sucker
thing,
Punch.
right? Sucker Punch.
No, it's the last game they made.
Last of Us, which is incredible.
That's Naughty Dog.
Oh, you're talking about Watch Dogs.
That's
Insomnia.
That's Ubisoft, and I don't know what studio it is. Sucker Punch. Insomniac made oh my god, Ratchet and Clank.
Okay, you're talking
Sucker
about
Punch, the last game they made was Infamous.
the game
And
that.
Sly Cooper.
Okay, yeah, I did say Infamous, but
Did you?
yeah, I said Infamous. Yeah, so they do pretty good at open world stuff, so that should be pretty fun. And then
Yeah, it's the
I
fact
didn't,
that this is a dark game.
did anything get released for Red Dead Redemption 2?
We just
No.
know the date. I think
They'll
November.
probably just keep it until then, right?
Yeah, it's November.
I was hoping for a new Grand Theft Auto announcement. I think it's about
Never.
time.
Dude,
It's about time, dude.
They made $1 billion off that game. They're still raking them in. All free DLC too. Shit.
Is there a complete version now for like PS4 that has it all?
Nah, you just download it.
Oh,
Everything.
okay.
Just download everything,
All right, man.
and it's all free. And Death Stranding,
hmm
the Hideo Kojima game.
Yeah, that's awesome to see,
I
man.
can't wait to play that. And Spider-Man comes out September.
that was
I need to see the
sick. I
trailer
did
for
see
that.
I did
Oh,
People-
they
people
didn't
at
show
work
a
were talking
trailer.
to me
They
today.
showed 10 minutes of gameplay.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And guess who's in it?
Villain wise or hero wise?
Villain-wise, the Sinister Six.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
so,
but like at the end of the trailer, Spider-Man just like they're the Sinister Six are together,
Yeah, they're
And-
beating him the hell up.
and then he just looks up and he goes, "You," and then it cuts away.
I think it was Goblin.
Ock?
I think it was
Oh.
Goblin. I did think it was Doc Ock, but then you could hear jets like turning, so I was like, that
Oh,
has
yeah.
to be Goblin.
You really analyzed this, didn't you?
Oh, bro, when it comes to like video games, man, I just like, I like to, I don't know what the word is. I like to know like all the sounds,
Gotta get
everything,
deep,
what's
yeah.
going on. As badly as those Kingdom Hearts trailers were mixed, they were mixed very badly.
it sucked. There was some parts where like it was showing
There was an
scenes.
explosion going on, and you didn't hear it, and
Yeah.
I was like, and they were like, "Whoa!"
Well, they
and I'm
did
like,
just the
"What?"
vocal mix, yeah,
Yeah,
because
it
they
was
wanted
vocal.
people to hear the music, which I get, but it was just
Yeah.
it came off really cheesy.
It was
But it
so
wouldn't be
weird.
Kingdom Hearts if it wasn't cheesy. Not to go full
It
circle to
is
Kingdom
cheesy,
Hearts,
yeah.
but Kingdom Hearts is cheesy. But
So
you gotta love it.
good.
All right, I want to talk about real quick Dragon Quest 11. Do you know? Oh wait, are we on
Not a-
11
not
or
a fan
12?
of the series.
Okay, but let me just
I think
explain
it's
to you.
12.
Let me explain to you what's going on with this
Okay.
game, right?
I know it's a crossover, right?
No, it's not a crossover.
Or is that
but it ha-
Monster Hunter?
No, this is not Monster Hunter. Dragon Quest is the Akira Toriyama produced Square Enix RPG, JRPG.
Yes, where it looks like Dragon Ball Z characters.
Okay, check this out. So they're releasing a PS4 version, right?
Mhm.
That's the primary version, and you can play this game. Obviously, it's a open world JRPG, really cool, kind of like Final Fantasy. I mean, if you've ever played any of the Dragon Quest, 8 is a really good one. I highly recommend it. So when you save at a save point in this game, like an old school video game, it gives you a code, like I don't know, like 7H like JK9, and if you have the 3DS version of the game, you play the 3D, you boot the 3DS version on, there's a code input on the main screen. You put the code from the PS4 onto the 3DS, and you can continue playing the game in the 3DS version of the
What?
game, which is old school. It looks like an old school JRPG.
I love
So you
video
can
games,
switch from
man.
like new gen to old school on the go,
That's
and then switch
fucking
back to new
sick.
gen. So you can be like on the train to work, and you're like, all right, I'm done playing, and it gives you a code. You write the code down and take a picture of it or whatever, and then when you get home to play it on the PS4, you put the code back in, and now you start off, dude, where you left off in the 3DS
Isn't
game.
that amazing?
It's nuts, dude.
That's amazing.
It's nuts. I'm probably gonna buy both of them.
You said for the 3DS?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's 3DS and PS4, which is a weird combination.
That is strange.
But the
Instead of like the Switch and the 3DS.
the engineering for the Switch isn't sound enough to handle everything that they have in this game. It's a very high
Makes
octane
sense,
game.
yeah.
Which, speaking of handle, Shonen Force. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you
That
talking
was
about the
pretty
new
sick.
The new Shonen
Jump?
fighting
Yeah,
game. I was
yeah.
thinking of you when I saw Naruto just like light up in this
Yeah,
nine-tail
with the
Bro,
fox.
when I saw Naruto looking like a
Beating
real
up on
thing, I was
Frieza.
like,
He beat up on Frieza.
bro, they
He
did
was
they did
beating
a
up on
live
Frieza.
demo, and I was like, this looks amazing.
nuts.
You know what it reminded me of?
what?
Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 3.
Yeah.
It
I'm
was
like-
based off of those old Shonen Jump, like a DS game, right? It was
Yeah.
only released in Japan.
Yeah,
Wasn't there
never-
J Stars? It was something
It was
that came out
basically-
for
different.
PS3.
It was basically
But,
like the
yeah.
Super Smash Brothers of Japanese anime.
Except for it's like a massive 3D fighting playground.
Dude.
like
it's
you can go
crazy.
everywhere.
Well, I'm saying like the original.
Yeah.
The original was like a Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, Shonen Jump just turned 50 years old, so they have like 50 years worth of like anime characters
Dude,
to go through.
when they showed Death Note just standing on top, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
they're in it? I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, man.
I forget their names, but is
What,
it Light?
Ryuk?
Ryuk and
And I forget the other girl. I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I
The
don't
other
know his
Shinigami.
yeah.
That's gonna be cool, but it was weird. I agree with you. It was weird to see shonen characters textured realistically. Like Naruto looked like he had like real skin and real hair. I was
Dude,
like,
I was
don't know
like-
how I feel.
I was
about
like, I don't know how I
this.
feel about this, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
here for it.
And
too,
bro,
dude.
and it was so, and like it was representing their speed so correctly.
right. It
Like
was
when you
cool,
see
man.
Naruto running, like Naruto was like dicking it, and then you see Goku, and like Goku's like, dude, when Goku would like when he did his instant transmission, it like like you see Frieza doing a punch, and you see him just go like this in slow mo, and he
Yeah.
appears behind him, then he just like speeds back up, and I'm like, dude, they might get this right,
Yeah.
and then like Luffy, like, oh my god, dude, it was so sick.
The physics looked really cool. I was watching an interview where
Dude,
they
they
had
said that my hero is gonna be in it. and I
Yeah,
was like,
well, this is what they did in the interview. They had obviously had a translator.
Yeah, and he
talking
was
to
like- he's
Japanese
like- he's
developer.
like,
He
no
said-
comment.
He kept saying no comment, but
Yeah.
the way he was saying it, he knew that it was like a yes to all these
Yeah.
No
characters,
comment.
right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
But one
and
thing.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah,
Oh,
they said Yu Yu
okay.
Hakusho. He was like, no comment. And of course, that's coming.
Yeah.
The movie's coming, so they have to promote it somehow.
Yeah.
You heard about that special? I think we talked about it on here.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. So the one thing that was really interesting about that interview, they were talking to the Bandai developer or whoever. They go, how do you balance characters like Frieza and Goku that can destroy whole planets with like Luffy and Naruto, whose like power isn't exactly like that? And he's like, it's actually challenging. He's like, so we have to like give them move sets and like moves that are kind of like played down. Like that's why like Goku's in like
I like
Super
that.
Saiyan. It's very nerdy, but like that's why he's in Super Saiyan
One.
and not
Not
blue
blue.
because he would be wrecking people. It was
Yeah.
cool to see that they paid
That's
attention.
cool.
To that.
You know, that's
But-
detail.
I'm for fighting games with destructible environments. The My Hero Academia game is very much like
Yeah.
that if you've seen that
Yeah.
fighting game. So it's just getting better, man. Like when
How
I saw
about-
that, I was like, and they said they pushed the PS4 to its limits, so there's no way it could come
Dude,
to Switch.
it looks like it.
It was nuts.
Like,
I
it
don't
looked
know.
incredible. And it's going to be on Xbox as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's coming to
Sweet.
Xbox.
It's on both.
I might. Yeah. I probably will
And
get
then,
that.
did you see Smash? Smash Ultimate?
No.
So
Okay.
the last thing I saw was Smash.
Everyone.
The last thing I saw was Smash was Splatoon.
Every character from every
There's
game.
a trailer I gotta check out. Is what
Yeah.
You're saying.
The last thing I saw from Smash was Platoon. There's a new trailer that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I wish.
It's already
It came out this morning.
Oh wow.
It's called Everyone is Here. Every single character from every game is in this game.
You're serious?
Everyone. Everyone.
So do we know the number of the roster this time?
70 something.
That's unfucking believable.
Oh, it's a 70 something fighters, bro. And dude, and with all their variations.
What?
Yeah, that's why it's. So you have Cloud in his
Yeah, the costumes and
in
stuff.
his Final Fantasy VII costume.
The
Advent Children.
Yeah.
You have 3 Zeldas:
Nice.
Breath of the Wild, Toon Link, and Young Link.
Cool.
You have. Did I say Zelda?
Yeah,
Or Link? I meant Link.
Link,
That was
Link.
ever, or
You
every
have
person-
Mario
I know
with
what
the
you're saying.
hat from Mario Odyssey, and
Oh,
then you have
cool.
Dr. Mario.
Oh, nice.
And oh my God, you have
Daisy's in this now.
you have
Has she been in this game?
I think she was in the one for
Daisy was she was in the
the
GameCube
Wii
one, man.
Yeah, the GameCube one.
Yeah.
Smash.
Daisy-
Pichu's
no,
back.
She wasn't. She was a skin of Peach.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
Thank you for
then
correcting
she
me
might
on
be a
that.
full-fledged character.
That's cool.
You have Pichu's back.
Yeah.
You got
Peach- oh
my God, Mewtwo's back.
Roy.
Yeah, everyone, bro. The ice build. What are they
Dark
called?
Pit. Like I never understood why.
Ness and West. or
Solid
whatever.
Snake is back.
Yeah.
Pokemon
Wolf
Trainer,
is back.
Pokemon Trainer's back.
Wolf from Star Fox.
Yo,
Nice.
I was fucking pissed when they got rid of Pokemon Trainer.
Yeah.
They just had the fucking.
Which game
Charizard.
was that?
The first Wii had Pokemon Trainer.
Is that Brawl?
And then
Yeah, that was
yeah,
Brawl. That
Brawl
was the
had
first Wii
Pokemon
one.
Trainer, and then the
Okay.
next one for the Wii U that they just had Charizard.
Was that 4?
Which I
Right?
thought
Is
was
that
bullshit.
the name? Is that
you know,
Super
Squirrel
Smash
was
Bros.
the
4?
best one.
They got the Splatoon kids.
Yeah, that's what I was like one of the
That
big
game
games.
is
Lucas
so
has a
much fun.
dinosaur now.
That game's ingenious
That
if you
game's
think
fun,
about it.
bro.
Sonic the Hedgehog,
I want a Knuckles in
Wolf, the Villager,
Nah, no
Mega
Knuckles.
Man.
He'll probably be added though.
there. That'd be cool. Or Shadow.
Bro, the trailer was sick though.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to look for like.
Because
I
he
gotta-
was
I gotta
saying,
check it out.
he's
I
saying
gotta check
Smash
it out.
Bros. He's like, you know what Smash Bros. This
Cloud
is
is
a
in
game.
it.
It's a crossover
Cloud,
game, bro.
Cloud
Everyone
was
just
in it
beats it.
before though,
Yeah,
right?
was
Yeah.
this Nintendo Direct or E3 that this
Direct.
is? There's a direct that dropped today.
Yo,
12 p.m.
Yo, the one character I saw that I didn't know was in, like, you know, from the previous ones, new is Ridley. Ridley from Samus. Zeus from
yeah,
Metroid.
the beast, that monster thing.
Yeah, from Metroid.
Like Velociraptor looking thing.
Oh,
He was a villain, a big villain from.
he's in the game.
Yeah, and people have been asking for him for years, like way
That's cool.
back since Brawl.
I just want to play with Cloud again. Cloud or Shulk.
Is that your main?
Yeah.
These are my mains right here. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Cause oh, dude, they showed his new moves.
Yeah,
What's his new
Man,
moves?
he
Not the
fast.
same? Not the same.
He's
Fast.
going fast.
Fast.
Oh, listen, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm
thought it was
Captain
Ridley
Falcon,
trailer.
and I'm just original OG Link. Like OG
Yeah.
Link is my style. I can
Bro.
wreck.
A Toon Link was my guy.
Toon Link is your guy. What about you, Ryan? What do you mean? Oh,
Well,
he's,
when
he's
I was
deep in the trailer.
I was looking at the Ridley trailer, but yeah, when I'm trying to be cheap, I always use Sonic because Sonic is the cheapest character in Super Smash Bros.
No
I'm calling
shame.
it right now.
Hashtag no shame.
No shade. No
But I would always use Fox and Falcon, and for the brawl, it really depends on the game. Like I would use Fox in original Super Smash Brothers, Fox,
Falco,
and,
fast.
You remember Shulk's
and Roy in Brawl
technique?
or
Wait, there's
Melee.
a switch of the
Dude,
thing.
they changed it. So you hit a button, all 5 pop up, and then you do a quick flick.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's about to make
I
that
was like,
character
dude,
super
man,
OP.
that's gonna be OP.
That's super OP, man.
But
I wonder how butthurt people will be about the Smash Bros. Like, it's broken.
Wow.
It's not like the old
That's
Smash Bros.
Oh
That's
man,
exciting.
dude.
I'm gonna jump right in.
Oh,
dude.
and they have 8. They have 8 again. Eight,
Oh,
You know-
8-player battles.
No, 8 versus 8.
Yeah, the 8-player battle.
oh,
thing.
that's
yeah.
dope.
Dude, I couldn't get into that because it was like everything got too small for me, man.
It's hectic.
It is hectic, especially
Yeah,
when you're
there's
on
a
one
lot
of those
going on.
huge maps that they have
Yeah.
now. Like that's kind of crazy, you know?
That's fun though.
Yeah, it is.
I like that one map from Fire Emblem where it's just like the long road. And
Yeah.
just people just
Dope.
going in.
Yeah, dude.
man.
That is sick.
Yeah, it comes
Um,
out
Christmas.
December.
Real
Guy-
quick,
Christmas,
real
right?
quick,
Gotta
though.
come out Christmas.
I always used I would use Pokemon Trainer and I would use Captain Olimar. I would love Captain Olimar. Dude, he people didn't just needed to know how to use him. You know, you throw all the Pikmin at someone, they get like 30-40% damage, and then use him. You know, I'm reliving.
I also like playing with the boxer. I forget his name.
Lil Mac, bro.
Lil Mac, bro. You connect that right, and it is
Yeah.
game.
Once you load that punch up and just rock somebody, man. He has a good
Dude,
move.
yeah, you gotta check out the trailer because they did a whole tech thing about it too, and they went through the deep dive of each character.
That's cool.
And what's different about them in this game.
Nice.
And
So
it made me think.
what-
I'm like, I think this is gonna be the last Smash for a while.
So what is different with Sonic?
Just faster, bro.
He has also a different finisher, from what I understand. Oh, a different
Not Super
final,
Sonic
a different
anymore?
final smash. I don't think
His
so.
final smash is he can hit almost everyone at the map at one time.
I like that.
But he's
man.
not Super Sonic anymore.
I don't know. I gotta see.
Yeah.
It didn't look like it. I saw just like blue streaks across the screen, and I know that Super Sonic's gold, so maybe not. But
I don't
is
think so.
Mega Man X in it, or just regular
Just
Mega,
Mega
Man?
Man.
Just Mega
All
Man.
Mega Man.
Really?
Well, for the finisher,
Nah.
all the Mega Man show up, right?
Is that what it is then?
Yeah. When
I
they're, like, all
thought
show up
when
one
they
time.
showed all of them, they showed all of them shooting. I was like, oh,
Yeah, that's
shit.
the final smash where they all
Alright.
shoot at the same time.
Oh.
I'm excited to see. I want to see other. This is who I wanted for Smash Bros. I wanted Crash Bandicoot because there's a recent resurgence of popularity, and he's a video game icon. You can't not put him in. And then I wanted
And
to.
he's on the Switch.
Yeah. And he's on the Switch, and I wanted to see Spyro because Spyro's coming back.
Oh,
so like
that'd be cool.
that'd be dope, man.
Can't wait to play that.
Oh, the remakes of all the originals. Were you a Spyro guy when you were younger?
No, I didn't really have that game.
Yeah.
So I was a Nintendo 64 guy.
Okay, so
Oh, we're forgetting another one.
what?
Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
Back to Raccoon City.
Uh,
Man, listen, dude.
Think
It's
about
a-
how primitive Resident Evil 2 was. Too.
Comes out February too.
That's actually.
I used to
it's
watch
not
my
far away.
uncle play that all the time.
Did it
but-
creep you out?
Yeah, a little bit. But he would play it in
That was
front
the
of me,
first
so it
video
was
game
just
I ever
like-
played.
Really? Resident Evil 2?
No,
I wasn't
Evil 1.
allowed to play.
Oh no, yeah.
My stepdad came home. I remember the PlayStation 1 just came out. He waited in line, got it, loaded it up. I don't remember what game. It came with something. Then I just remember him getting Resident Evil. I don't even think it was like a launch game, but I remember him having it at some point because that thing, whatever. I remember just sitting there, and he had like the book. I still have it in my basement. I gotta find
The
it.
instruction booklet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, and this thing is like it's like, dude, I feel like if I drop it, it's gonna shatter. Like it's so old. Yeah. And it's like the director's cut too.
See,
And I remember that one scene. He was in the corridor, opened the first door, see a zombie, and the zombie looks up. And I remember seeing that face, that CGI zombie face for the first time, and I was like, oh my god, like, what am I watching? And it's coming at him,
man.
and I'm like, shoot it.
And
like,
Resident Evil 2 is kind of like from an overhead shot, right? So it's not even FPS. Like,
dude, and
like,
this is the first one. I remember he like went outside, and then you saw the hellhound, just like, and his face, and I was like, that looks like Kate, because it was like Dobermans or something, but it looked like I had a German Shepherd at the time, and it looked like him. I was like,
Your German Shepherd's running to you, just want you.
yeah,
to
dude.
pet
I was
him.
like, and that's how. And then I think the
Exactly.
first video game I've ever owned was Pokemon Yellow.
nice.
Oh, really? I started on Red and Blue. Yo, wait, real quick.
Wow.
Did you see that resurgence of the it's like 1998 or 1997 like demo of Pokemon Gold? You guys don't know? Oh my god! All right.
Wait, they already remade
allow
Gold.
me.
They made
allow
Pokemon
me
Heart
to
Gold.
contribute to this video game conversation.
I feel bad.
So,
I'm sorry.
No, I'm loving everything you guys are saying.
Okay.
But so basically, there was this convention in Japan, this big expo, before Pokemon Gold and Silver came out, where they
Way back in the day.
yeah, back in the day,
Yeah.
before Pokemon Gold and
Not the
Silver came
remakes.
out.
Okay.
And there was this demo of Pokemon Gold before it was released. And in that demo, like people, this is a very hush hush event. So you weren't allowed to have cameras in there. You weren't allowed to have phones. Like, and back then you couldn't really record things on your phone anyway. So people only got like small photos, like screenshots, and very few of them of like what was actually on there. But it was different from what we have like eventually got.
I heard about this.
so it's
Continue.
different. So like some of the screenshots are from Pokemon that never made it
Right.
into the actual game.
They're actual
So
Pokemon
like
monsters.
there's this huge mystery for like 20 some years of like what Pokemon were there. Like there were rumors, there were some sketches from people who were there and drew what they saw, but it was just a sketch. And now they finally released that. Someone found it. This is a story of how it was found, but they said that someone was just at like some kind of like garage sale or something like that. Someone was selling this thing, and they didn't even realize what they had. But this
That's
person was
amazing.
knowledgeable. It was
That's
like, fuck,
amazing.
like I need to get this. I need to ROM it, and I
Right.
need to release it. So he did, and now everyone's just fucking diving into the code. And they released at least all the sprites for the Pokemon.
Yeah.
So it's really
There's
interesting.
all these alternate Pokemon now. I saw this online.
Yeah, very interesting stuff. And some
Dude,
of
it's
them,
like
some
it's
of
like
it
a
I was-
national treasure.
Some of it
It
I was
is.
very disappointed with that it never made it into the actual game.
Yeah. Well, they look really cool.
Well, there was a lot of pre-formed. Some of them made them into later generations with different looks, but there were a lot of pre-forms of like Clefairy and Chansey and
that's cool.
like a pre-Pikachu form, like it's Pichu now, but
Yeah.
like, different Magmar form, and so
Nice.
et cetera, et cetera. And there were different starters actually. Chikorita was actually the only starter that was actually the one it was supposed to be. There was this like bear-looking one that was the fire type.
What
and
game
there
was that?
this,
Chikorita.
like,
Was that
seal-
Leaf Green, Fire Red?
Oh, we're talking about Gold, right?
Yeah, Golden
Yeah.
Silver.
Oh, Chikorita.
And there was-
Okay.
yeah, and there was this like seal-looking one that turned into some dragon-looking alligator, like
I gotta see this.
I
Wait,
don't even. It's some kind of
what
old
year
prehistoric
did-
dinosaur. It looks like some prehistoric dinosaur, but that ended up being for alligator later,
What year?
What year did Gold and Silver come out?
like 1998, 1999.
Yeah, because
In America?
because Ruby and Sapphire came out in 2003. I remember that, and so there was that much of a wait since the past.
98.
Yeah, 98, and then
Was
they
Gold and Silver.
yeah, but then they remade Gold and Silver, Heart Gold, and I think Soul
Yeah.
Silver for the
What,
DS.
what system was Gold and Silver out for?
Game Boy Color.
Yep.
Game Boy
Way
Color.
back, OG.
Game Boy
I
Color.
played on that?
Probably.
Because I never played Heart Gold.
Heart
or
Gold
Soul.
is the DS version.
Never played it.
Me neither.
So,
didn't play
Soul
damn,
Silver. It's
98?
pretty great.
Cool. Lugia is my favorite
Really,
Pokemon.
a lot of
So
nostalgia.
when did Crystal come out?
Crystal came out like in 1999, 2000. Yeah.
Wow.
That was-
I do not remember playing
Feeling
Crystal,
old.
Dude,
Crystal was the first.
I thought that was like
Feeling old.
2002 and 3.
Crystal was the first Pokemon game where you could choose your gender, and that was the whole big thing behind it.
That was
I
also
didn't know that.
arguably the best one. But you know what the best Pokemon game is
What?
of all time? Like, there's not even like second place is like
Emerald Green.
no, dude. Black and White.
You like Pokemon
I-
Black and White? I
Dude,
knew
I
Ryan. I
stopped-
knew Ryan was gonna hate that because
No,
you're
no,
a purist.
No, no.
It's
I just
the best
stopped playing-
story. It
I
actually
stopped
had a
playing at
story.
Gold and Silver. All right, now I stopped playing at Pearl and Diamond, so like,
Okay.
I never played
I don't
that
have a
one.
lot to contribute.
Those
never-
were crazy.
I
But
never
you're
played
right.
Pearl and
I
Diamond.
like things in
Bro.
how they were. you
Yeah.
know, but
Dude, Black and White actually gave Pokemon a story to it, and it was like a really deep story. And I'm like, this is incredible. And like people loved it, but a lot of people just are like, oh, this is the DS trying to be and blah 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 whatever, like trying to be too advanced. And it's like, dude, this game's amazing.
you see, I love.
I think it's because a lot of Pokemon were like kind of weird.
I love the original gameplay, like this new style of Pokemon they have. It's just
on
not
the
for me
Switch.
because it's a good game. I'm sure it's a good game. I'm sure people love it. It's just that's not what I remember playing, and that's not like something I'm interested in at this point in my life. Like,
So
I'll go back.
You're not about the Switch Pokemon that's coming out that everyone's hype about.
I haven't seen it. I heard it's
haven't
like
seen
I
it?
heard it's like real time, and that honestly.
Bro, it's like wow, this is like a real
insane,
RPG.
bro.
Yeah.
It's like a real RPG
It's
So,
now.
insane.
funny story. This
Let's
is
go
that,
Pikachu and
That
let's go
sounds
Eevee.
like something I'd always dreamed of as a kid. So
I
was
know,
playing these
and it's so
Pokemon
funny
games.
that you say that.
I was
It's
playing
so
these Pokemon
funny you
games.
say that.
I remember having that thought as a child, being like, I wish that it wasn't turn based, and I wish they were just walking around and I could. Throw
Well,
my
it's
Pokemon
still
and,
it's
like-
still turn based, but what you just said right there, walk around, do that, you can do that, and it's funny you said that.
So what are you thinking?
They made an apparatus. You can carry around a Pokeball
In
now
real
that's
life.
specifically
I
designed
saw-
for this.
I saw that.
Oh, but know what's corny about that?
What?
If you buy that, everyone gets a Mew. That's corny.
That's
Everyone
OP.
gets- oh, really?
because
That's
now
corny.
you're already
It comes
ahead
with
of
the
game,
it
yeah.
comes with the Pokeball. It's like you're already a master at the game. That's
You
corny.
hold your thought. You hold what you were about to say. I'm always jealous about kids nowadays, man, because the video games I grew up with, they were magic. The first game I ever played, we were talking about first games, was Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I didn't think anything could be better than that. But like, I look
Yeah.
at this
Oh, you
now,
played- I love
bro.
Sonic.
If I
love Sonic.
was a kid now and like I was just raised on Pokemon Switch, there would be nothing that would impress me. Like I go to the Grand
Yeah.
Canyon, I'd be like, whatever, bro. I got
Yeah.
Pokemon
See,
Switch.
no- no, it's funny.
I honestly, I would never show my little cousins fucking Pokemon Red and Blue.
Oh, no,
They'd
dude,
be
I would-
like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, you played this?
For sure.
It'd fucking tear my heart
It'd be
out.
like, what is this? Some hieroglyphics
Dude,
that you look on?
Here's the funny thing. So when Pokemon Switch was out, when it got announced, and we got to see, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Then I was like, this is what we always wanted. And now I'm like,
Is this
wow.
what I wanted?
is it? And I'm like, I don't want to play this. I don't want to play the new Pokemon game, bro. Pokemon Yellow up until Green, Emerald, right? With Rayquaza on it.
Yeah, that's
When it was in Sprite form,
Mhm.
you can't tell me nothing.
Beast.
You could say those could be some of the best, if not those 5 at the 6 maybe best RPG you ever.
I remember just researching Braille to find some of the legendary Pokemon.
Bro,
Those are like the mysteries of my childhood, man.
dude,
Loved
and
it.
like just
You
at
guys
the
know
at
the
the
red
end of.
candy glitch in Red and Blue?
No.
Do you remember?
Hold
do
your
you
thought.
Do you remember seeing fucking Red at the mountain at the end of which
Yeah.
game? He was like the last boss,
You know, Red
and he was dead, and you're just like,
Gold and Silver was the most complete
Well
game
done.
because you could go back to the Kanto.
he
region
was a
afterwards.
ghost.
Yeah, yeah,
bro.
yeah.
He was a
Yo,
ghost.
Ghost,
Is that
yeah.
what he was? I
He
thought
was
just
dead.
I
He
thought-
appeared and disappeared. That only explains he was dead.
Pause. I got a whole different interpretation when I played that game.
Really?
I thought he was just like, all right, you beat me. I'm going to dip now.
No, dude. I took it as he was a legendary Pokemon master.
He's like an apparition of the
He's
past.
not even
kinda.
real.
Because
Not even real.
Because I don't remember how. I don't think they said how many years it was after. But when
No.
they talk about him, they said there used to be a legendary Pokemon trainer. They talked about
Well,
him in the game like
isn't
that.
the story of Red is like he's the original dude that leaves the Kanto region before Ash does in the anime at least or something like
Yeah,
that, and
yeah.
like so like he was just like this OG that went before Ash and like
Well,
became
now
a
all the
legend.
animes are about Red. Ash is like a second.
There's a
character
new
now.
series with Red, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a more realistic, more violent take on Pokemon.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Really interesting, yeah.
Pokemon Origins, I think it was called.
Pokemon's a cult, dude. You were saying it's a national treasure. It's a cult. Like people really rally around Pokemon like they rally around Disney World. Like it's a cult,
Yeah.
heavy cult, dude.
Yeah. It's
I
my
don't know.
childhood, man.
It is, man.
I'll say this too. People think this new Zelda game is the best one. I'm like, damn.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. I'm like, all right. So you guys never played Wind Waker. You
Wind
guys,
Waker's
you guys
good.
never played Twilight Princess.
Wind Waker's good.
I thought
man.
people argue Ocarina of Time was the best
Ocarina
one.
of Time is great because it was like the first 3D one.
Yeah, but
Right.
I'd say, and people would crucify me for this, but like the 3DS remakes are better than the originals just because they're designed better and the engine works better. Like, so I'd recommend playing those games on the 3DS.
If you can play the remake, always play a remake.
yeah, the 3DS remake of Majora's Mask and and Ocarina of Time to me are superior to the originals, and I've played and beat both. So it's just like, I don't know, the remakes are better. Like
Yeah.
it shows that not everything ages well
So
over
that's
time.
frustrating.
Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
1 doesn't age well.
Kingdom Hearts
Oh yeah,
well.
yeah. I used to
I'm
get
playing
so
it on
mad.
proud mode right now.
I used to get so
In
mad at
Wonderland?
Kingdom Hearts when I got to the point where you have to fight Ryu for the first time when he's controlled by Ansem.
Oh, Riku and Hollow Bastion,
Yeah.
where he like knocks Goofy and Donald out, and you're kind of in this Hollow Bastion.
yes.
Yeah,
That was the worst boss battle in that game.
Seth
That-
Roth, man. I'll never forget that.
In Kingdom Hearts 1?
Like that.
Yes.
I never beat him in Kingdom Hearts 1 to this day.
You
Yeah.
can't. On proud mode?
But I'm
Swords is
saying
hard to
In the
move.
regular story, that Riku fight is the hardest fight in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you know what's hard? If you're playing, I beat it on Proud recently, last year, and when you're just starting off and you haven't leveled up yet, the Clayton boss is kind of hard when you're trying to get it up. At least for me,
Which
like
one's that again?
that's the one in Kingdom. Why did I say?
Tarzan.
That's the Tarzan one.
Okay.
On the chameleon, that's
Yeah.
kind of tough in the beginning, but
All of them are tough.
I think the hardest
Because
boss.
I don't like how they don't give you the deflect to start.
Yeah,
You
right.
gotta earn it.
That might be the hardest boss in Kingdom Hearts 1. As far as story goes. Now, the extra bosses, there's a
Kingdom
lot.
Hearts 2, story-wise, I think it was, who's the guy with the moon? He's like, he's in the Beast world, and he's got blue hair, and he,
Are you talking about organization member?
yes.
Yeah.
What power does he have?
He,
He's in the
like,
Beast World. Is he the guy that has, like, the spears?
He does something with, like, the moon.
The moon, bro.
sure.
He has a
A lot of
bunch of
bosses in
spears.
that one.
Xigbar? They're all X's.
Not Zigbar.
They all have.
Zigbar was annoying, but, like, once you figured out how to beat him, he was pretty easy.
Oh, Zigbar's the guy that's the anti-gravity.
He's
He
like the
shoots the
shoot-
gun.
shooting guy,
Yeah,
yeah.
the sniper level. That was
I
actually kind
think
of
he
fun.
starts with, I think he has a Z in his name. Or,
They
no,
they
X
all
in his
have
name.
X's. They
Yeah.
all have
Oh,
X's.
do they?
I don't know.
Shit.
It's been
They were going to me.
it's been a while.
been a
Even
while.
Roxas, but you know, spoiler alert.
Yeah, so after I beat this one on proud, I'm not replaying 2 on proud. It's so much of a headache.
It's too much, man.
Because like you said, Sora in 1 can barely move.
He's hard to move. The thing in 1 is when you get hit, you're setting yourself up to get hit again. Because in Kingdom Hearts 2, like when you get hit, there's that move that you can equip where he flips up, you know, and you avoid the other
Recover,
hit,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 1, you just fly back and then you
Yeah.
just get hit again and
You
again.
just
and
hope-
again.
And when
just
you
hope
don't when you
fall in
don't
the
when
right
you don't
spot.
have
Right.
that when you don't have that block for the first couple worlds,
The block is so valuable,
and
dude.
they don't give it to you.
Oh,
and I'm
man.
like, dude, this roll doesn't work.
Did you play Birth by Sleep? PSP
Uh,
1?
No, I played
Okay.
Chain of Memories.
All right.
Chain of
That's the one-
Memories.
That's the one I avoided.
Chain of Memories is one I got for Christmas. I was just like,
You played it on the Game Boy?
yeah.
You're a soldier, man.
What you didn't play on the?
No,
Played on
I think we all
PS2.
skipped
You
it.
just didn't want to.
I played it on PS2 because I like the PS2 version better.
But I'm saying like when it first came out, there was no PS2.
Oh, I bought it. I just was like, this doesn't feel like Kingdom Hearts to me. I
Yeah.
respected it. But
So I played it and I beat it.
savage. You're a
And
savage.
But thank you. I'm gonna bow.
That takes
But-
a lot.
Well, I expected to hate it. I was just
Mm-hmm.
like not that excited to get it because I'm like, this does not feel like Kingdom Hearts to me. Like,
Yeah.
what's this card-based bullshit? And literally, that's how I felt. But then I started playing. I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of fun.
Kind of cool.
Dude, the thing that bothers me is that
Marluxia, that dude.
Marluxia, the pink hair.
that
The
dude was-
scythe. Yeah.
that dude was a fucking pain in the ass to beat. And I had like so the best card set in the game was 3 clouds. You could combine 3 cloud cards, and then he would just literally show up on the screen. 3 blades that like just depleted your enemy's health. You
Yeah.
would find them like you didn't even have to target anyone. You didn't have to be anywhere
Yeah.
near the person. You just use those card set, and he would just chunk away at health. And I had like 3 sets of those, and I still like took me forever to beat Marluxia because he was so fucking hard.
Yeah, he's really hard. Then when he turns into like that
Was he hard in Chain
monster
of
thing.
Memories, the PS2 version?
Yeah, it's Chain of Memories, the PS2 version. It plays like Kingdom Hearts 1, but it's the card system, and it was made after Kingdom Hearts 2. They just they did a report
Yeah.
with the cutscenes voiced and stuff like that. So if you ever want to revisit that game, I know it's hard. It's not the most fun game. If you ever want to revisit it, I'd recommend revisiting it on the PS3
it's
or
also
PS4.
hard to revisit Birth by Sleep because you have to beat it 3 times.
Yeah,
You
Why?
have to.
because for the 3
All
main
3 different
characters.
characters.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
there's
that
the
sounds
the
annoying.
final story.
And the thing
That
is,
sounds so annoying.
the story doesn't change
Yeah, it's the
up
same.
until the last time you beat it.
Yeah,
Really,
It's
they
just
don't keep anything from it?
same worlds.
It's the same story
same
from
worlds
different
and almost
perspectives.
almost the same dialogue.
Yeah, it's the same stories from different perspectives. So you see a little bit added every time. It's a good game. It's not my favorite
thing
Kingdom Hearts.
that's annoying is that it's the most important one.
For
so you have to play.
as far as like the understanding the main villain and like the thrust of the series, I'd agree with you, but maybe not the like the current
Well,
events.
Chain of Memories is also important because you understand the organization.
Oh, also how Sora lost his memory, and obviously this is all
that's
spoiler,
important for why he
spoiler,
doesn't
but
remember Roxas,
And
why he
that's
doesn't
what
remember
drove me crazy
Naminé.
about this
Yeah.
series,
Does
man.
Naminé come back?
in Kingdom Hearts 2,
'Cause
she
Kingdom
she
Hearts
makes
2,
a
she wakes him up,
in Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
and then she disappears.
in Chain of Memories, I think it's implied that she kind of meets a fate of sorts for crossing the organization. I know at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, there's a scene where Sora looks down at Kairi, and Kairi looks up at him and sees Roxas, and he looks down at Kairi and sees Naminé for a second. So I think that means that they survived within each other, which is always how I read the story to be. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think she's gonna be in 3. If there is, it's probably just gonna be like a
I
nod.
think she's gonna be.
You want to talk about convoluted stories? That's one.
It's by far the most because the thing that pisses me off is that instead of just keeping every single game on the PlayStation 2, then the 3, then the 4, you had to do DS, the
Yeah.
PSP, cell phone.
Yeah,
like,
I bought a 3DS for Kingdom Hearts. That's how it went. And it's just, when something's marketable, that's what they do. So this is going to be the end of an arc. It's a long time coming, man. And I don't
15 years, right?
15 years, dude.
Is it 15?
Yeah. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy to think that. It's cool that we've
2003.
all played it too. I didn't know that you played Chain of Memories and stuff like that. That's
I played Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, and then 2. And then I kind of fell off on the other one just because they were all for different systems and like.
And that's what made it hard. They made it an investment. Like you had to have.
yeah.
And I
You
just
know?
wasn't. I just didn't.
That's cool though, man. You played the main games, which is good.
Yeah, I watch cutscenes of Birth by Sleep on YouTube. Like when I don't have a game and I don't want to buy a game, that's what I do if I'm interested in it.
And
I'll just go on YouTube and look at all the cutscenes.
And it is a shame.
Yeah.
It is a shame that based on these trailers, how it ends when you see Aqua with the eyes, you're forced to play Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
So you have to play it to understand.
Well,
and 2.8.
You could play 2.8 and play the prelude to Kingdom Hearts 3, which kind of sheds a little light into what's
But you
going
gotta
on.
see how the battle
What's
took place
2.8?
in Birth by
So,
Sleep.
Kingdom Hearts
It's her
2.8 is
sucking the-
Dream Drop Distance, which is a port of the 3DS Kingdom Hearts game. There's a movie that is kind of summing up the central conflict in the mobile
It's
game.
from this, yeah.
Which I'm a huge
massive.
Kingdom Hearts fan, but I won't play Kingdom Hearts Chi. It's just too ridiculous. And then
Was that the one that was on like the mobile phone?
Yeah,
that was,
it's
like,
the mobile game.
text-based?
It's like-
That made no
Oh,
fucking
no,
sense.
no,
Yeah.
not that one. No,
Oh,
that's
no,
one
no,
on-
no. That's
coded.
that's-
Kingdom
That's
Hearts
coded.
That's
That's also on there.
that's
Is
that's
that-
ported on
Is
1.5.
that important?
Yeah.
Is that important to the story? Because that's just.
I don't remember.
That was a weird
the whole
history.
But
the
Chi is important.
Yeah, Chi is important because it's like it's pre Keyblade War, so like you find out there's a bunch of Keyblade wielders, and there's politics to their world, and there's this mysterious character that has the Keyblade that Vanitas has, and there's a whole bunch of craziness in it. But the movie is like it's lackluster in my opinion.
You don't like it?
It's
too long.
It's too long. It's too dialogue-y. Like this is Kingdom Hearts, man. I'm trying to see a
It was
heartless.
very soap opera.
It was, and that's very Japanese style. But the one thing that Kingdom Hearts 2.8 does have is it has the prelude to Kingdom Hearts 3, which is, I'd say probably about 3 or 4 hours of gameplay in the Kingdom Hearts 3 intended engine. You play as Aqua, which is one of the protagonists from Birth by Sleep, and it shows you the way Birth by Sleep ends is that Terra gets possessed by Xehanort, which is the main villain of the Kingdom Hearts series, and he gets locked away in the realm of darkness. So what happens is Kairi goes in after him to not Kairi, Aqua goes in after him to save him, and I got this completely wrong. Let me backtrack. And this is why Kingdom Hearts is
I was
convoluted.
about to say you're
So-
outside of step in Terra.
Yeah. So what happens to Terra is Xehanort possesses Terra, and he becomes the assistant to Ansem, and so he's still in this world without his memory.
Yep.
That's essentially what happens. Ventus is the one that gets locked into the realm of darkness. Aqua
Yes.
goes in after him to save him. And so when you play 2.8, it's Aqua's journey through the realm of darkness.
So she throws him out, and then she gets stuck.
Yeah, she gets stuck in there, and like she gets stuck for like 15 years or however many it is for Sora, Riku, and all them to grow up. And I guess, and at that time passes differently in the realm of darkness because she's still young. She finds Mickey Mouse there, and they go on this
Which
adventure.
made no sense.
Hey man, a lot of stuff in
He
Kingdom
always
Hearts doesn't
pops
make
up in
sense.
places he's not supposed to be.
Yeah, a lot of stuff doesn't make sense. But basically, 2.8, you're just going through this whole thing and you help Mickey escape from the realm of darkness and Aqua stays behind. But the important thing about that is that's how Kingdom Hearts 3 will play. So if you do want an experience, I'd highly recommend just at least playing that.
And it plays magnificent.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, and Square Enix was smart to release that because they knew that they would get feedback on that portion of the game, and that feedback would allow them to adjust Kingdom Hearts 3 accordingly.
Yep.
So it was a really good plan as far as not only marketing but production, you know. And I'd highly recommend picking that up if you want. Not picking up because it's expensive to pay for it. You're paying for the 3DS game, and you don't have an Xbox, so it's pointless.
I think Mickey did say how he got down there.
Dude,
He said it, but I don't remember because it's.
I
been
was
a year
half
since
asleep when I was playing it, but I loved every moment of it, to be honest.
2.8 is good.
Yeah, so
That's good.
Kingdom Hearts gets a little crazy, man. But no, Recoded, the whole storyline with Recoded is that you know Jiminy's journal that he keeps all throughout like Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, they compile it into data. Like they take the journal and they turn it into computer data, but there's a corruption in the data. So this is convoluted, but Sora and the they go into the journal, Sora, a digital version of Sora. Like they're inside the journal, there's a version of everyone from Kingdom Hearts 1 as they were preserved and written down by Jiminy. So they're not real. They're like computer versions of the main character. And they're going through the journal to find the main glitch in the system, which turns out, spoiler, to be the Sora Heartless that was made in Kingdom Hearts 1 when he stabs himself with the Keyblade and turns himself into a Heartless. That thing manifested into like a giant shadow creature and is the big glitch inside the journal. Really crazy story. Is it important? No. I think it's entertaining. There's a cutscene that's pretty cool in it. Like Riku bursts into like Mickey's office and they're like, whoa, Riku's back. But like that's pretty much it. And it was for DS, but you can watch all the cutscenes on 1.5. So, yeah, that was heavy. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts, man. I'm excited, dude. That's all I
get
gotta
our
say.
conclusion, man.
It's
Long
gonna be
time
sad,
coming.
man, because that's the last arc, and I don't know. I don't want Kingdom Hearts to continue after this. I think that
I think they need to,
I-
no pun intended, lock it away.
yeah, I think they need to lock it away, man, because that would just make it so much better. Like just
Yeah.
to have just.
And
Things need to end when they're supposed to end.
I
Because
agree.
here's the thing, it's been going on way too long. Should have ended years ago. And
Yeah.
if they make another one, you're taking advantage of your fan base.
Yeah, I'm not.
Just.
If Sora's not in it, I'm not in it, man.
But I feel like they are ending it. I feel like they are ending it because they have the PlayStation system coming out and they're doing that all in one.
When is the 5 coming out? I heard that was like kind of coming soon.
I think 2022.
Okay.
So that's another 4 years.
Dang.
And that would fulfill Sony's 10-year plan with the PlayStation 4.
Cool. Man, I'm out of stuff to talk about, you guys. I've talked till I'm blue in the face.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mellowed out. But anything else? Any parting words? No.
Nah,
No
I mean,
points?
hey,
We
let's
co-
do it all over again next time.
yeah, we covered it all.
Yeah, right.
This has been episode 33. We talked about World War II, traveling, video games, and everything in between. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.